Jerk! Let's go! Cam's a shit kicker, 2 bombs in the lead. Soul Dragon Cougar's no time for fatigue. And he's a shit talker, stirring up the show. Never played a shift, but he's ready to go.
Welcome into the Canister Podcast, episode number
345, baby. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Yoink, let's go.
Sorry
God
for
damn.
the delay, Lo siento.
Sorry about that, dudes. We both were on a little vacay.
Lo siento.
Oh, Andy's fucking speaking. Get out of here with that. Don't just create a shtick because you went on vacation with your wife.
Okay.
For free, by the way, which
Okay.
is nice. What?
Okay.
What? That did look nice where you were. Where were you?
Mexico.
But where? What's it called? Riviera or something? No.
Tulum.
Don't do this.
What?
Just
K.
be normal. Be normal.
Tulum.
Like it's just yeah. God damn it. Is this what's gonna be? God damn. Where'd you go? Tulum?
Tulum.
Yeah. Looked nice. It didn't look like anybody was anywhere. Like it looked like you guys were kind of like by yourselves. That's nice. Did you get down with
Muy
it?
bien.
Did you get down with it? I know I can't think of you doing that, which is odd because I know those are your kids because Chloe and Ty look like you, but I can't imagine you getting down with it. But did you have fun with her?
E-Ivy.
Okay.
E-Ivy.
Did you guys Stop, motherfucker. What are you doing? Stop. The people
Well,
don't
I
want
was
to hear
in Mexico for a few days. You
people
know,
don't
I
care.
learned the language.
People don't care.
Very relatable to the Mexican culture
How is that?
in a number of different ways.
How is that?
I loved it, man. We had a great time. 3 days on the beach.
Yeah, you're on a resort.
Yeah.
Go into fucking Tijuana, in the middle of Tijuana.
I
or
drove right
whatever.
through there to
and you
get-
go to the resort. It's like, Mexico is really, really nice. Get on with
I
yourself.
had to drive right through some of the most harshest, most dangerous areas of Mexico to get to the resort.
How long was it?
Like 2-hour drive.
What?
Yes, from the airport. And it was
Turn that off.
very dangerous.
Why? 2.5 hours? Damn.
No, 2 hours, yeah.
On a what? Like a shuttle?
We took a private car.
Oh, big
Private
dog.
car service.
Still flew commercial there. 2 hours?
Yeah.
Ay.
I
That's
know.
a fucking and back afterwards.
Yeah.
Ay, I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, you probably couldn't handle it because you're
Well,
going through some very...
I got sick.
It's an eye-opener. It's an eye-opener. We want to talk about your vacation? I forgot you were on vacation.
Yeah,
as
we
well.
both were, but yours is cooler than mine.
So tell me about
No, but
Scottsdale.
I
wore this
hold on,
hat
hold
for
on.
you.
I know, I like it. It's
From
actually
our
pretty
friends
cool.
over at
It doesn't
Sully
fit your head.
Hockey. Yeah.
But I need to do. Listen, it was fun, but I need to go on a vacation like that with Kate.
Yeah, you do.
100%.
Dude.
Now, am I going to do 2-hour?
You don't have to. You can just stay right in Cancun and you're right there.
Okay, so but 2 hours, but it's different. Didn't seem like anybody was anywhere. That's what I want.
I know.
I want to be away from everything.
It was kind of crowded the first night because there was like a big wedding. It's not a very big resort. It's kind of like more like a
just
boutique
chill. Was the
style
water
resort.
nice?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But you could go in the water.
But
It's not going to suck
I
you out.
like the pools more than the ocean. Listen, I like sitting on the beach. I like looking at the beach. There were some people on the beach that were offering some things.
Yeah, like necklaces and whatnot. But were they annoying?
No.
Oh, they wanted other things. Like
Yeah.
what? Painkillers, Molly.
All that type of stuff. Yeah.
Molly?
No, not at this place. You didn't have that at this place.
Oh, I just asked you if
Yeah.
anybody does it
No,
on the
they
beach.
had like vape pens and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So it's just normal stuff.
Mhm.
But other places like Cabo, I'm telling you, you go down the beach, they're fucking
Oh,
go
dude.
running up to you.
No, they'll follow you around and chase you down.
and stare at you while you're at dinner with
Yeah.
other people that have no
Yeah,
idea,
yeah.
and they're looking at you the whole time. It's really
Yeah, it's
I don't
kind of like that
that.
in Jamaica too. Jamaica
Yeah, it
is
is.
way more busy on the beach with people who live there.
Yeah, dude. What you
and-
got? They would like sneak and say it to you every
In fact,
time.
one time I almost died in Jamaica after eating some ganja cake that was I don't know.
Ganja cake.
Yeah, I don't
Weed
know.
cake?
Yeah, and I don't know what it was laced with, Cam.
No, it
but
wasn't laced with anything. It was
they
just, it was
didn't
just
tell me. They said,
potent.
"You want cake?" I'm like, "I ate the cake."
It was just
Off the
potent.
beach, I ate the
Shit,
cake.
that wouldn't have done nothing to me.
Okay, well, you
Nothing to
you don't
me.
know. I almost died there.
No, you were just
In
having a weird,
Jamaica.
you were just having a. You're not dying off that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. You're gonna have. You'll have to puke and get that shit out of your. You're not dying off.
They offered me ganja cake because they know. Listen, there's a lot of similarities that I have with the Jamaican people, especially the Mexican people as well, because I, know a lot of things that the Mexicans know as well. But the Jamaicans is a completely different culture, man. I love Jamaica, and I like Mexico too, man. So it was a great time. I think it's always important to get away with your wife.
That's healthy.
Just
man.
with her, even when you have kids, even if you can get away for a weekend.
Even if I
man,
don't have
it's
kids, you want to
important.
get. I just want to get out of the house. Although I miss my house.
I'm saying without kids, though. You can go without the kids if you have kids.
Oh God! Well, that's what you do that for. You go to that place. You're gonna take kids and go fly there, and then take 2 hours.
No
with
kids on the resort.
That's 100%.
Adults only.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see kids.
No.
Sorry. I'd rather see animals. If you bring your dog, that doesn't annoy me unless it's doing crazy shit. Kids are annoying.
Yeah.
More than anything.
There's
you don't even see them.
Animals that live on the resort that just hang out.
That look fucking cool.
Yeah, it was very
Kate and
much
I looked at
like
it and
I was in the rainforest, man.
My vacation was nothing like that.
So tell me about your vacation.
Andy, I got sick when I got home.
Yeah, why were you sick? Because I feel like, even Laurie said to me, I feel like Cam gets sick when he comes back from vacation.
I know.
I said, I know. I don't know what they're doing when they're on vacation, but I said I would find out today. So.
It was a lot.
Were you doing things?
Yeah. We were partying at this pool, and we had this endless everything, you know. At
Are
all
you feeling
times.
better today?
Yeah, God, yeah.
Okay, good.
Big time. But we got at it, man, with nothing too crazy, but like, you know, we dabbled in it. I dabbled in shit and this and that and blah blah blah. And you're doing that. I'm drinking literally the whole day. Shots with you're just sitting there at the pool, boom, doing different things. I'm meeting different people. People from England are going to Scottsdale. We stayed at the W. Beautiful women, literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
Kate's getting a little mad at me.
Oh no. Did you have how many nights did you go to bed where she was angry? Just one or two?
A couple. But I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. I'm not acting a fool. It's just Kate wants to be around me the whole time. Like she does. She loves everybody, but she wants to do everything. I used to take Kate everywhere with all my buddies. When I first dated her, we never hung out with other girls. It was always Kate and me and my friends going to games, doing this, going to concerts, doing. She likes to hang with the guys, and we're kind of doing separate things. And she gets pissed. Yeah. And,
remember how we've had events, Cam and Strick events, where I hang out with your wife all night long. You make me entertain her. Because, he's nowhere to be found. Cam's nowhere to be found.
Yeah, because trust me,
he's over there. He's over there talking.
I'll bring a guy like Andy out with me just to do that. That's when Andy... But it's not like that. I'm not ignoring.
I felt bad
I'm not going
leaving
anywhere.
her by herself.
I'm not going anywhere different. It's just everybody else is doing it. We're all guys.
So she doesn't go mingle with the other women and stuff like that.
She does. So it got when you're drinking like that. One of the wives was really touchy-feely, aggressive.
Oh no! And her husband was there too.
Yes, and it put Kate in a bad spot.
Okay.
I know him, but I don't know him. I don't know her. Touchy-feely. We're on the same jet together. She's just talking to me the whole fuck. You got it.
Did she apologize?
It's just like she is. Yeah.
She did?
Yeah, it's all good.
What did he say to you?
Nothing, but he's cool. But get control of her. It was obvious to everybody. She's done that to other people.
Drunk you one?
Yeah. Like too much.
And what are you doing when she's...
Fucking get out, girl.
I'm saying, I think we ran into a couple swingers.
I bet you did?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I bet you did.
And they were like following us around, wouldn't they? We had to run away and avoid them one night.
You better stay away from those swingers. They'll look at you differently, Andy. They might, I'm just saying.
What do they want to do to me?
I don't know. Take advantage of you?
Oh,
I'm just saying, don't even fuck
No,
with
I don't
that.
want that. I don't want that.
The thing is, Andy will be like, oh, this sounds cool. Meanwhile, Lori's gone for 48 hours.
Oh, my God.
Can't do that. And all you out there, just so all y'all know, I hear people say, I'd love to have my wife have a threesome with a beautiful woman. I'm just sitting there, but I love that. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah. Your little dinky ass, take your clothes off and look at yourself in the mirror. Look at you. Look at that girl that she's going to have sex with. You think she's going to want to go back to you? She's going to be starting to hang out all the time. Then they're going to the Riviera together because they're banging each other the whole time because you presented that. Women are beautiful. Just remember that. You don't want them getting in touch with other beautiful women. You're out of your fucking mind.
Women?
They'll turn into fucking lesbians in 2 seconds.
Oh, you're saying
it's way harder for men to.
The women would become attracted to the other women.
Yes. Hell yeah. I've seen that happen before.
Oh.
Then they start hanging out all the time.
Oh, my God.
I know. We're best friends. No, you're not. You're banging each other. Because little dinky boy over there wanted to jerk off to you.
Oh, God.
I know.
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
We didn't
you
have
brought
that
it
type
up.
of experience there.
But you could have.
We could have 100%.
Yeah.
There was two couples that were chasing us down.
I know. Stay
and
away
one
from that.
was in a fight. everyone was fighting, Cam.
I hate,
all these other couples that we met.
I hate it.
And we didn't talk to a ton of people. I mean, we kind of just stuck to ourselves.
God
but when
damn.
we would talk to other couples, they were always fighting with each other.
You know when Kate and I don't fight is when we're together.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of women who can't control their alcohol?
I don't like it. I'm an alcoholic.
Is that a turnoff?
I drink a ton. Okay, I can handle it. Mm-hmm. I'm an animal. Is that good? No. I wish I couldn't. I'd be sober fucking 10 years ago. And eventually I'm going to have to be sober. No doubt about it. Mm-hmm. No doubt about it. I know that for a fact. I get it. Eventually I'm really going to have to slow down. And I don't know when that's going to be, but I'm going to need to do that. But other people, when I would never hang out with you. If you are,
where are you guys hanging out at the hotel pool?
Yeah, people were doing stuff. We golfed. We
you did?
Had this. We had a beautiful dinner. It was awesome. It just when you're just compact like that.
How many people in the party?
I think I'm 30 or 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the occasion?
3 different jets we took down.
What was the occasion?
My buddy's birthday.
Oh, it was his birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Why he picked Scottsdale, I don't know, but it was cool.
Any other
beautiful women everywhere in that fucking town. That's another thing, probably, too. When you're wasted and we're at these bars and there's girls literally with their fucking ass hanging, like top shooters, but bigger
but
and
dimes.
Those girls are good looking top shooters.
Okay.
They are. 100%.
Okay. I'm not
you
saying.
haven't even been over there. I don't want to chirp them because trust me, they make a ton of money and there's a reason for that. Because if you have beautiful girls,
you know what
people
I'm saying.
Are going to go there. The girls at the pool party, beautiful. And of course, they're talking to Mike the whole time. And everybody.
Do they work there?
Yeah, they work there serving us drinks the whole time. Just standing there serving us drinks, wait and serve. What do you need? And they got thongs hanging out, beautiful.
So the girls'
birthday. Yeah. So
any,
all the girls.
Any other Blues alumni there?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Oh yeah, no,
like,
not no.
Like Soupy wasn't there?
No. No, but I wish he was.
Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
Oh,
but no, this is his close. Anyway, but if you go down there, it was all bachelor party guys, but there was beautiful women, young women, everywhere at this pool. And there's just people from St. Louis. I know guys from England that came down. They go down every year to Scottsdale. They golf for 4 or 5 days at these badass courses, and they go to that goddamn pool party and they sniff around Scottsdale because and they all come in at night. We went early out and there was nobody there. We're like, oh, this is nice. You just have our group. And by the time 11, 12 came, all these young people, prostitutes, you could just tell everywhere. Scottsdale, fuck. No wonder all you motherfucking hockey players stay down there, motherfucker. Motherfucker, I love it. It's great. But yeah, it puts you in a weird jam when you're eating. It's just, there's a lot going on.
Is Kate still mad at you right now?
Fuck no. She was pissed that I had radio to do for the first time in a while. We started a new show, and I kind of partied too much that last day because we all were. Shit, like
the day you flew back.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys party on the plane? You mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And in the beginning,
were you on Mikey's plane?
Oh yeah. And so I just went a little too much, and then when I got home, my body literally shut down. Got something to eat. It shut down so bad. I'm like, oh God, I'm sweating.
So you had to call him sick the first day?
No, I sucked it up like a man. Jesus. What do you think, motherfucker? You think I'm going to do that?
I don't know.
God,
if it was that bad.
No, I had to regroup.
How'd you feel during the show?
Kate gave me bone broth and fucking all this stuff, and I just had to.
Dude, why didn't you get any Tom Yum soup?
Well, it was kind of like bone broth is probably a part of that. So I drank fucking bone broth and all this other stuff in there, and I just sipped it and got better. I felt like shit. I sucked it up.
I always tell you my secret recipe is Tom Yum soup.
Yeah, we know.
Okay.
But I just should have chilled a little bit. Didn't act a fool. Mm-hmm. It's not about that. I wish I would once in a while because it would shut me down. Yeah. It's not about, it's just, but I'm so hard on my body that it fucking fucked me up so bad that I'm lucky I got through this. If I had today's schedule, like what we have, or tomorrow, we got a big dog coming on tomorrow. We got to be on our game. We got to be on our game right now. If this was yesterday and I had to do radio and, So anyway, I fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's all good.
Well,
I just got to chill, baby.
Okay, so my suggestion for you is to get some Tom Yum soup. Get number 5. That's the spiciest level you can get to.
See, Andy can't even have a real conversation about it. Like he's got to go to. It's just sometimes you overdo it, and
so when you feel sick, that is the way you get better.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That wasn't open.
Hola. Laurie was like Dora the Explorer, dude, when she talks Spanish. I mean, it's just like, dude.
Why is she talking Spanish? They all speak English.
She's just, no, because some don't.
They know what you're saying, motherfucker. You're not like
Some
you're
don't.
not. You're on a resort. You didn't even leave the resort.
When she said,
they all know what the fuck you're saying. Even the people cleaning your room, they might not like talk back to you, but they know exactly what you're saying.
mm-hmm.
I need to do that with Kate. I'm due for one.
Go to Mexico.
Yeah, no, I don't need to go to Mexico, but
Well, no,
I'll just go down and
go to
I'll
Nashville for a weekend.
Yeah, Table Rock Lake. I'll go. I want to be just me and her.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know.
you need. Even though you guys
100%.
don't have kids and you live together, so
Doesn't matter,
but
dude.
just to get away from your daily grind.
It's just good to be in a hotel like that with your girl.
No, we had a great time. You know what? Like a weekend like that can just, you need it. You absolutely need it.
No shit, baby.
So,
all right, big game tonight. I just
people need to know that. First off, we
Happy Pride Month, by
apologize
the
that
way.
we're late. Is it this month? I saw a lot of tweets about
this
that.
month?
I saw a lot of. Oh my god, are you offended?
Oh Jesus,
I've been out of town, dude. I've been out of the country.
I don't like hearing that.
I've been traveling internationally.
I don't like hearing that. I'm surprised there wasn't. Don't they have like a big parade at the Creve Coeur Rifle Club? Don't they do that?
I've been traveling internationally.
Holy macatoli, make me uncomfortable like that.
So a lot of teams are tweeting about it, right? And you know, is the NHL tweeting it too?
I don't know.
People get very upset if you don't tweet.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't put a tweet out.
Would you ever be mad at something? I wouldn't even be mad if you didn't put out like
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, fuck. Even military stuff. They get a lot of attention too. I love it. I will. I'm gonna be decorating my house American flags like you
For
can't
4th
believe.
of July?
But if somebody didn't do it and they forgot or they don't, it's just like we're not doing anything. I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't care about anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just, I never would tweet about it. I never would do this. I just wouldn't. I got other things I gotta worry about. I feel like, right?
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. Listen, there's very few things that make me that upset.
I thank you.
You know, I just don't react.
I
I'm not
know.
a reactionary individual.
We have to be because we have to entertain. We have to talk about things here. But like, it just doesn't make me mad that you don't post about a fucking rainbow goddamn thing, which is gone from just being gay to a bunch of other shit.
Like a $1 billion business.
$1 billion business. Billion. Fucking A.
Who runs that account?
Holy mother of God.
Who's in charge
I don't
of
know.
that?
Ask your boys. I don't know. Listen, it is, but it's still mixed into a lot of stuff that people don't agree with. You know, but I look at it like I do
read the comments, dude. When like teams put a tweet out, people get very angry about it.
They're so angry that they want to cancel you.
Is there anything that would make you angry enough to
You fucking break into my house.
to tweet?
To
tweet.
My God.
To tweet at somebody.
If they start really bashing me and
Like,
think, you know,
like I get upset if somebody says something bad about Caitlin or something like that, and I'll put a tweet out.
But in all reality, what would you be mad about if somebody said Andy looks goofy tonight? He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I wouldn't respond though.
I know.
I hate responding.
Well, if they said
me.
Andy's just not good at interviewing on the Blues, they should have some good looking female on there. Would you respond to that?
No. Because I wouldn't want to.
I would for you. Actually,
I wouldn't.
That's what I would. Do
I wouldn't
for you.
want to draw any attention to it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you, like, some people respond to things on Twitter, and you look at the original tweet, and it has 0 likes and 0 retweets.
Don't even touch it.
I'm like, dude, nobody would even know about it, but now they do because
but what if it
you
doesn't?
retweeted it or quote tweeted it and responded to it.
What if it doesn't? What if it does get traction?
Yeah.
And
well, then maybe you do.
And then people are like, blah, 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 blah. And it could be some say no, and this kind of would you chime in like, hey, guys, I'm just trying to do my best.
Hey, I'm chilling. Sorry. Yeah.
Do you want to quiz me on the game, homeboy? Like, that's what, like,
right.
Thinking like, if you want to do like a quiz about something, what's going on and what's the, I'll own your soul. But anyway.
Very few things will get me that upset.
No, me too, man. You know, I don't know. Not much. Really not much. I do like chirping things, though. Like maybe the Toronto Maple Leafs put out on the CN Tower, Oiler colors.
They did?
Yeah. You didn't hear Big J Rosehill, my boy right there. What's up, baby?
Upset?
He's like, what the fuck?
Because all of Canada, like, stands together.
Why would you stand together with a fucking Oilers team? You guys haven't done shit forever. Why wouldn't you? Fuck them.
Right.
You're way more competitive against them than anything else.
I know.
You know why? It's just U.S. Canada. Matthew Tkachuk, well, they both are. He's the face of the USA. He just is. You know what I mean? And Canada's desperate for a Stanley Cup, so they all kind of come together. But I look at Toronto like, really? It's kind of like cuckish.
I think people need to give Brady more credit for being a captain as an American of a Canadian team, dude. It's a lot of pressure, a lot of shit he deals with.
People love him, dude. Fucking love him. But I look at it like, why would you? If I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan,
that makes no sense.
It so goofy.
Why doesn't Calgary should just do it too then?
Why don't we do it for the Blackhawks, or why don't we do it for Florida?
For Florida,
because Matthew is from
St. Louis.
We should, but people would be like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?"
We should do that for Jamie Compound because he worked here.
No, you shouldn't. Yeah, exactly. But no, you shouldn't. People will hear the St. Louis fans will be like, "What? Right. No, we don't. Not rooting for them.
Aren't you competing with Edmonton?
Everybody.
Toronto?
We want both of them to lose. You know what I mean? Like you want McDavid to get all the. All they're gonna be talking about is McDavid now. Like no, you want them talking about Matthews. Like I would root against Edmonton if I was Toronto.
Really?
Yeah. Well, okay, fine. You root for them, but I wouldn't celebrate it in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It should be rainbow colors.
Well, this time of year.
That's if you want to,
But I'm sure Toronto has plenty of that.
I'm sure you're right. But is that not weird?
Shanahan's not representing the Maple Leafs, though, this year. So I don't know who is. Somebody's probably there representing Toronto.
Is that weird, though? For Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I think it's very odd.
Fucking weird.
Just like listen, some things it's hard to relate because without living in Canada. It's like when the Raptors are in the NBA final and every person in Canada is like all of a sudden becomes a diehard Raptors fan.
Yeah, but they have
rally around. Exactly. They have no other team to root for, so they just root for the Canadian team. You know what I'm saying? So it's just hard to relate to that unless you live there. And I think it's a similar situation, but I don't know how you would get to that point. If you're in Toronto, like whose idea was that?
I don't know.
Who suggested, hey, let's put the CN Tower, which is a beautiful tower. I've been to that tower.
Yeah. Toronto's beautiful.
Recently.
The city's beautiful.
Why would you
don't know
decide to put it in Oilers?
You don't have
colors?
to like everything either, right? Like you don't have to like everybody. Like I gotta support. You don't have to support them. You don't have to like show that much emotion. Really weird. It's really weird. I do think the Oilers are gonna win though. I know this is coming out. What day is it today? Fuck.
So
today's Wednesday.
Game 1 is tonight. So tomorrow we're gonna have.
There you go, baby.
We're gonna put something out. Reaction. To
yeah,
game
we're gonna
1.
do reaction stuff, but I do think that I think the Oilers are gonna win. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I just think they will.
Okay, so this is what's interesting.
I just think they will.
Is a lot of people think that, and then Florida, if they win this, and getting to the final for 3 years in a row, and when everyone thinks this is going to be Edmonton's year because they got there last year and the whole Connor McDavid factor and everything. If Florida's able to win this, it just tells you how great this team is.
They're already great.
I know, but I'm just saying. It tells you how great this team is.
They would be.
I mean, this is like.
It would be unbelievable.
This is a career-defining series for a number of Florida Panthers who will automatically become future Hall of Famers if they aren't already. I mean, Barkov is. Already. Matthew Tkachuk probably will be. This would solidify it for him. I think if he can win a second Stanley Cup.
Wow, you're looking at okay.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's a career-defining moment for Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl too. At some point, you guys got to start winning Stanley Cups, right?
And not just a Conn Smythe. And
if Edmonton loses back to back, I mean, listen, those guys are so good they could get them back to the Stanley Cup final.
I was going to say they might do this. They might three-peat this fucking thing.
Who? Edmonton
and Florida.
I know. Edmonton could be.
Ekblad might leave. Bennett is probably not going to go anywhere. I think they're going to just be good.
Edmonton could be the Buffalo Bills. You never know.
Or they figured it out.
And see, it's hard talking about it with the game being tonight, and this is coming out on Thursday. But like with Skinner, for example, it's like Florida's got to get to the area of the ice to expose Edmonton's goaltender.
I agree.
You know, like, I don't know if Skinner needs to be the reason why Edmonton wins the Stanley Cup, but he could certainly be the reason as to why they lose. You know, like they can overcome a couple of bad goals, maybe a bad goal a game because they have so much firepower offensively between McDavid and Draisaitl. I mean, these guys are just absolutely incredible. I've said it to some people the other day. McDavid may be the greatest player I've ever seen play hockey in my life, and I've seen Gretzky play. And I'm not saying he's better than Gretzky. You look at Gretzky's numbers that he put up, it's just incredible. But the competition he faced, let's be honest, in the 80s is not what we're seeing Connor McDavid have to face every single day today. It's just like Gretzky was better than Bobby Orr and Gordie Howe, and in terms of the competition they had to face. The competition was greater in Gretzky's era than it probably was in Bobby Orr's era, right? So it's like, that's why I hate having
Every
these
decade
conversations
changes, man.
sometimes. But in terms of Connor McDavid, I've never seen anyone play hockey like him, ever.
Yeah, he'll take. That's why. I think
and
he's
even
gonna
as great
win.
as McKinnon is, and sometimes you can watch McKinnon and be like, he's as good as McDavid, but he's not.
He's not. And McDavid is, man. And I really, just the passion, everything, the quickness. Like he could. I just, it's hard. Even with what Florida Panthers have done, they're so deep, man. They're hard to deal with. I just think
The
that
Marchand factor is going to be
dude, they're
different.
all there's a billion different factors with that team, from top to bottom. There's a factor in really everybody.
Marchand's taking all the pressure off of the big dog.
No shit.
He's playing
a bunch
on,
of guys.
He's playing on the third line. He's not even on the number one power play.
No, he
he's
doesn't care.
Playing on the third line, and he's getting all the media attention, and he's just taking all the pressure off of
It's a perfect
the Barkovs
recipe.
and Kachucks and all these guys. They just go play hockey.
They go play, dude. It's a perfect recipe. This team is built almost fucking perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think that McDavid and Draisaitl, we gotta throw Draisaitl in the mix.
Oh, dude,
fucking
100%.
he is. You just watch him. It's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna be the factor.
No, it's
could be
hard.
wrong. Listen, the game, even if they lose tonight, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter which way.
Edmonton
I'm
having
still
home
making
ice,
my point.
Edmonton having home ice is a difference.
Yeah.
Compared to last year. But what are you going to
I
get
don't
from
know.
Edmonton's D, from
don't know.
Bouchard, from
I don't know.
Jake Wallman, and some of those guys, in
Don't
addition
know.
to Nurse and some of these guys. You know,
You got Ekholm back, so that's
oh yeah, he's a difference maker.
he's good, man.
Yeah.
But I just it would be cool to see McDavid win. Like it just would. I love Matthew. I love the Florida Panthers. I love to play for them. But it would be cool for hockey, I think, for those two monsters that are fucking cool as shit, Draisaitl and McDavid. I know they're a little pissy. Now I get why they're pissy. Now I kind of like it. After that, again, I said this 3 times in a row, but after that episode where McDavid went nuts, I completely look at him differently. I like that he fucking looks at these guys now. That used to make me mad, like, cheer up. You're the best of the best. Now I look at him differently, and I kind of root for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Do you think there's less pressure? See, all the pressure's on McDavid.
God, yeah. That's why those guys they're getting a little, Maurice and those guys are just getting a little cocky too. I see that seeping out of him. Hard not to, man.
Yeah, but I don't
Not
see
Bennett,
it from
not
the
Bennett,
players,
Barkov,
dude.
not but Paul Maurice a little bit.
Paul Maurice needs to take on a little more of the vibe of his players and
Yeah,
just be a little more humble.
Just don't say anything anymore.
You don't have to be the philosopher every time
There
you
it
talk.
is. There, thank you.
You know
That's
what I mean?
I was looking for.
Every time he talks, he's got to be
I
the
know.
philosopher. He's got to be. It's just like
Now he's making
got to put on
decisions.
a show.
But now he's making decisions after series are over against Rod Brindamore. He's making a decision. We should not talk.
he tried
to,
to tell Chief the same
Are
thing.
you out of your
apparently.
fucking mind? No, I'm gonna go shake their fucking hands and stare in their eyes and look at them and understand what they've been through just to beat it. I'm looking at them, shaking their hand. I played 20 years, played in the NHL 20 years. I was shaking their hand.
I know. So here's the deal. With
I don't
that.
get it.
I don't know why Paul Maurice gives a fuck.
Why would you
what
care
another
about that?
coach does. If you don't want to go in the handshake line,
You don't do it.
And let me tell people this. This is not new for a lot of veteran coaches. Joel Quenneville didn't go in the handshake line. Ken Hitchcock didn't go in the handshake line. Other head coaches truly feel like it's for the players, and they didn't go in the handshake line either following playoff series. But I don't know why Paul Maurice feels like he has to have this conversation with another head coach from the other team. If you don't want to get in the
I
handshake
don't
line,
get it.
shake the coach's hand and get off the ice. It doesn't matter what the other coach does. And Brindamore's in such a completely different headspace than Paul Maurice. He just lost the series. So for him to like even stay calm in that situation, or Chief to stay calm in that situation when Paul Maurice is like, hey, I don't think we should go on the handshake line. I think
Don't tell me what to do
Just go
after
whatever
I
you
just
want.
lost.
Dude,
it.
I played 1,400 games
Thank
in
you.
this league. I was a captain of
you.
an NHL team.
I know.
I won a Stanley Cup
As a player,
as a player. So I don't need you to tell me what I should and shouldn't
there
do.
it is.
And I hate to talk about coaches who didn't play, but like he never played, Paul Maurice, in the NHL. So he shouldn't be telling Craig Berube, who played over 1,000 games, by the way.
Yep.
He shouldn't be telling Rod Brindamore what he should or shouldn't do.
So odd.
You do whatever you want to do. I don't know why it's important.
It's too much.
And then he brings it up in the and obviously it was going to be brought up in their post-game press conference, and we hadn't had a chance to talk about it. But they're going to ask about it because it looked like they were like exchanging words, and like maybe it got like a little heated. But that's what Paul Maurice said he was talking about. But I love it when head coaches shake hands and talk with players, especially ones that they know and that they coached before.
Yeah.
Like when Ottawa lost to Toronto, and Craig Berube and David Perron are shaking hands and having words with one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a hockey fan, man, I love that.
I know. It was so weird. And I like Paul. We've had him on this here podcast.
One of the best conversations we've had with
I just think that he's just got a lot of cameras in his face. He's got, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. He's just making decisions. If we do it, maybe I'm going to tell him that we shouldn't do it. Just stop. Mm-hmm. Just stop. That's another reason.
Do you feel like it was a bully tactic? Some people have said it was a bully tactic.
Okay, bully. You're not going to bully
Rod
Brindamore.
No, but privately, that's a term that's been used with some hockey people that I've talked to.
If I'm Rod Brindamore, I'd be like, no, I'd just say no. Mm-hmm. Like, no, I got to go. No, man.
I think he did. He went into the handshake.
Okay,
line.
did he?
I think so, yeah. Didn't he?
That's a good question.
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah.
Good. Of course you should do that.
I'm pretty sure
Why would you listen
to
him? Why would you listen? You're so rattled. Why would you listen to what he says about that? Are you out of your mind? You just lost.
Rod Brindamore, even though he's in a small market there in Carolina, he's under a lot of pressure.
God, yeah, he is, dude. Of course.
To get to the final. They just lost in 5 games. And he's got this coach telling me, like, well, I mean, I can't even hear you, what you're talking about.
Like you're a child.
Right. Hey, don't go in the handshake line. It's for the players.
He needs to calm down.
Like, relax. I don't like listening to Paul Maurice right now. It's too much for me.
It's too much. I agree.
I've never seen a coach really just be like that all the time. Stop being
the guy. Just stop.
It doesn't have to be a show.
No, they're the show.
Yeah, let the players be the show.
How about this? Be like Sam Bennett and Barkov. You're 2 monster leaders.
Yeah.
Listen, Matthew does his stuff.
He's chill though. When he talks to the media. When he's
Brad
at
Marchand's
the podium,
not even saying anything. They're being funny and goofy.
No.
They're not causing attention with anything, really.
Be like Forsling.
Yeah, be like Sam Bennett.
Be like Bennett.
Bennett doesn't say
be like Barkov. Man.
Bennett and Barkov don't say a damn thing about it. They just go through it. I like that, actually.
Yeah, be like Reinhardt.
Right now, Reinhardt
doesn't say anything either. Reinhardt doesn't say anything.
God.
Seth Jones doesn't say anything.
Hell no.
Bobrovsky doesn't say shit.
Loaded. You ever see Bobrovsky without his pads on?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He looks
He's tiny, I know.
But taller.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, his legs are skinnier than yours.
You think?
Andy's legs aren't
very muscular.
They're not. What?
They're very muscular.
We can't go from there to there. I can't lie to the
they're
people.
very muscular.
For your body
all those
type.
years of skating. Maddie's laughing. Come on now. My calves are.
It is what it is. Mm-hmm. You walk kind of like a duck, but they're not that bad looking in proportion to your body, which is good. Mm-hmm. See, I give compliments out.
You think I walk like a duck?
A little bit.
What does that mean?
I mean, like you're flopping.
Oh, it's because these shoes are a little big.
No. Athletes kind of walk on their toe, like they just kind of like you walk flat. You know what I mean?
Well, maybe it's all those years.
Who cares? Ducks are awesome. If I'm reincarnated, I want to be a motherfucking duck.
Really?
Goddamn right. Not during duck season, but at Lake the Ozarks, you just cruise around. You're looking at chicks. You go on docks and steal all their fucking food. No one even cares.
Dude, no one wants to be a duck.
I do.
There was a raccoon hanging out at the
Did you sweep him off at the port?
He was cool. He's like part of the resort. There's like a little sign that has his name on there. His name's Rango.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And he just cruises around,
just
leaves
a
everyone.
Goddamn good
but
life.
He was like following me around a couple times, man. I thought he was.
Do you see that chick? Do you see that hot, like Instagram chick that went parasailing?
Oh my God!
Listen,
she had a panic attack.
Yeah, and listen, that happens, man.
She's smoking hot, dude. Was that her in the other picture?
Yes, homie.
Oh my!
And she unbuckled everything. Like she had a panic attack, and they didn't realize it because you can't even see.
Because that
was way up in the air.
I know what that feels like. I did parasailing in France on our honeymoon.
Why are you making it about you? I'm telling the story about this poor woman that died. See, you don't like women.
No,
it's unbelievable.
I had a panic attack, and I know what it's like.
Dude, I've had them too.
But I would never get to that point where I would just
You don't know. It took her over, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like, get me out of here, but she didn't even, so she was so scared here that she didn't realize what was going on.
Because she was 160 feet above water,
hit like
right?
a concrete.
Really? Even from that distance?
160 fucking feet?
Why is it
If
so
you
high?
jumped out 30 feet, it would go like this, bam! With your flat foot, you'd be like this, bam! It'd break your toes. Even 30 feet's high. Get on with yourself. 160 feet. You know how fucking high that is? Get out of here. Come on. Dude, she fell boom. Like, damn. I know. I didn't mean to bring that up when we're talking hockey, but who cares? Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. You have me thinking about her and her family right now. And I just want to, can I say something real quick? Thinking about her family.
You changed the subject.
Well,
like you always do.
No, I didn't mean to.
You need to realize that
no,
you're doing.
I
Do you
know.
do that in conversations
No,
with people?
but
do you do that in conversations?
I had a.
Do you
That's
do,
where I got,
you do that in conversations?
No, I'm a good listener.
No, you're not.
Yeah, yeah.
You are a. You have to work on that. I love you in so many different ways. You are a
I'm
goddamn good daddy, Mom, and everything. You are not.
And what,
Mom? You. I swear to God, but you're not good at listening.
No, I am.
You're not.
It's my ADD.
No, you're not.
It's my attention.
You even said it when we
deficit.
talked to Cam Fowler, when he was explaining something and you wanted to explain something, and I do that too. But then we're like, no, like, you didn't listen to him, which you're pretty good at interviews on that.
Yeah.
But when you're talking to people, you don't listen to them.
It's my ADHD.
Take Adderall.
Is that what they prescribe kids?
You don't know that?
What's the
Adderall's like fucking.
No, what's the medicine that kids Ritalin?
Yeah, it's Adderall now, baby. Adderall, the fucking Germans used to take fucking meth. These little pills, and it turned into this, and it turned into that.
Crystal meth they gave Germans?
Back in the day during the war? Hell yeah.
What'd they
That's
call
why they
it?
stayed up fucking doing their shit, fucking killing people all the goddamn time. They had fucking meth back then. And then it turned into this. And
What does Adderall do? Is it legal or illegal?
It's a synthetic meth, basically.
Is it illegal?
No. Well, yeah, if you're not prescribed.
Were you prescribed to it?
I was, and I got off it.
Mm-hmm.
It helped. When I got off of painkillers, I took Suboxone and Adderall. What a fucked
How
up
often
combination.
are you taking Adderall?
I'll get it here and there when I'm partying, motherfucker. Jesus Christ. I don't know. Hell no, I didn't take it today.
During the show?
I slept for goddamn 10 hours last night and a 5-hour nap. And then Kate gave me bone broth and just
5-hour nap.
Yes. It was bad. It's not good. It's not good. But I'm chilling,
That's
baby.
called being passed out, dude, for 5 hours.
No, I got done with my show and I went home and my body was shutting down.
Oh.
What do you mean? I got up and
Afterwards.
worked. I worked.
Yeah, afterwards.
Son of a bitch. But I can't take Adderall all the time, man. For one, for me, it wears off. And then I'm like edgy and stuff like that. And I'm too blah, 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 or too whatever. Like, it's nice when you're working all day and at night you take away.
Where was that girl from? She American?
Who? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
It's just a terrible
How about that fucking
situation.
How about Trevor Bauer? All you motherfuckers, I told you this before. You gotta watch out banging these goddamn broads.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
Dude, what do you think's happening fucking with all these other cats? You gotta watch. We've talked about this. You gotta watch banging these girls, man. If you have a shit ton of money and you're an athlete, not regular guy, you're not gonna get anything unless you have a ton of. It's scary, man. You see these girls, like shit. Some of them probably in Scottsdale waiting to fucking get some athlete down there. Who knows? Now there's guys that are bad too, man. I get that. It goes both ways, 100%. But that was scary. That broad. Did you see what she did with her text message to her friends? Like, I got him. I'm getting him.
I know.
And then he lost $100 million. He gets $300,000 from this chick. That shows you that he won that lawsuit.
What do you mean he gets $300,000?
She's got to pay him $300,000.
So he lost $100 million.
Yeah, because he was a Cy
he would
Young
have
winner.
Signed the next contract, or did they not pay him the rest of his contract?
Dude, they all blackballed him so bad. Now he's
is he out of the league still?
Mm-hmm.
Can he get back in?
No, they've all blackballed him. No one wants to sign him. Now that's a big topic in St. Louis market for all these pitchers. Like, he could still play. Dude, I watch him on YouTube. Like, he's a weird guy.
Is he training? Is he working out?
Yeah, dude. He gets a YouTube channel.
How many pitches is he throwing right now?
Andy, I don't know.
How's his location?
He lost $100 million because of the process, like we talked about with these other cats.
Yeah.
The process got him.
Do you know that baseball players, it's interesting, my time covering baseball, I learned this.
We said to slow down everything.
And NBA is similar too. Because you got a lot of women waiting in the hotel lobby when the players get there.
Yeah, but the players are going to impregnate him anyway.
How do they get pregnant all the time?
Because they're blowing loads in them. What do you mean?
I know, but like, I mean, how do you just end up having like 10, 11 kids?
Because you don't care, and you're blowing loads, and you're fucking breeding like a son bitch. Now Elon's doing it. Elon don't give. If I had a shit ton of money,
you wouldn't care.
I probably would.
You would just have a bunch of kids.
I would breed like Genghis Khan, who are all related to in a way.
Okay, so
I think I would. Back if I was a king back in the day,
Yeah.
I'd be breeding like a son bitch.
All right, so
son bitch.
baseball, it's different because I knew. In fact, I knew women who had relationships with athletes who from out of town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And baseball, they stay in the same city for 3 days.
No, 4 days sometimes.
So they feel like they're dating these players that come through once
he
or twice
loves
a
me.
year. Once or twice a year. But I've known women who get flown out to different cities and whatever to meet up with these athletes.
We know that, dude. That happens all the fucking time. It's good to find a girl that does that.
Mhm.
You want to find the girls that you know are cool.
Yeah.
You just keep wheeling chicks at fucking Scottsdale.
This girl I know who's single, and she just
hangs
doing
out with
that.
fucking rich, cool guys, and she's cool. She's fun to hang out with.
Mhm.
She gets the game. Those are the girls you want to hang out with, and if you want to let it out, that's what you
Yeah.
do. But if you're just wheeling a different girl every night at these different cities that are known for that, that known for
The
athletes,
Miamis.
the fucking Scottsdales, the this, to that, yeah, absolutely. You might get man, $100 million. Now he's probably a fucking idiot. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. He's done some weird things, but that's crazy.
Where do you stand on the whole
What?
state tax advantage for hockey players? Because what everybody's saying now, and what Ace is growing on me, by the way,
I like him
on the
dude.
panel. Can I tell you, Ace, you're
That's
doing
my
a hell of
boy.
a job. I think Ace is keeping it.
Hanson. We're calling him Hanson.
No, he's Ace now. No, we'll call him Hanson.
Yeah, okay.
But I will say that he keeps it level. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't freak out with his opinions.
No,
And
he's just chill.
He doesn't
Like who? Biz?
Oh,
Who's got
Biz.
gout?
We
That
wish you the
sucks.
I
Just
know.
so you know, it's not good.
No,
that's
what-
a fucking
what
King's
is
fucking
it?
disease. It means you're eating. You drink too much. Shit, I'm surprised. I
He
don't have
doesn't
it.
drink.
I know.
So
He does here and there, but he eats 2 steaks a night,
Mhm.
and I think
So
eating too
that'll
much-
get you gout.
Yeah, but I don't know what that's all about.
So what is gout?
it's in your foot.
Is it an
It's like-
infection in the foot?
yeah, but it's red meat does that and stuff like that. You can't have too much of anything, Andy.
Mhm.
But it's not good. That's
So
what the
how do you
Kings
get
used to
rid
have.
of it?
I don't know.
Okay, so we wish you the best, Biz, and hopefully you get healthy, man. Take care of that. But I do think Ace is just like he doesn't go too crazy with his opinions,
No, he's just chill.
and he kind of keeps the same like level of energy no matter what he's saying. But people, it just expect you to be hot take guy and have a hot take all the time.
Taxes are part
And
of it.
he's just kind of like, no, but he said exactly what I said on here months ago, Cam. And you remember when I said, I don't think it gives you that much of an advantage. I go, the advantage is now the fact that Florida is so good and Tampa Bay has been good and Dallas is competitive and Vegas obviously has been good for a long time. But, like this summer, for example, we'll see what Nashville does. Nashville tried to sign a bunch of guys last year. They had the state tax advantage, and guess what? They were horseshit. So if the team isn't
They
good,
still signed him.
yeah, but if the team isn't good,
It's fine.
our
It's
guys
a
going to
way-
continue to go there. Everyone wants to go to Florida right now because of the lifestyle and the state
The
tax,
lifestyle.
state tax,
That's what it is.
and the fact that they're
Sure.
unbelievable. But when they were terrible, Cam, how bad were they for how long? Where they
If
had
you're-
no fans whatsoever. They weren't getting free agents to sign there then.
That's fine. They didn't even. I don't think too many people knew how good it could be. It's good now.
Well, because they're winning. And then you realize, oh, wow,
It's still-
now they have a practice facility. They've got an incredible owner,
Exactly.
man.
And they needed to work on that to
Mhm.
get to that point. So now they got all that. But even if they are 500, people are going to sign there. It's the way of life, dude.
yeah.
You live in Edmonton. It's fucking hardcore. The people are awesome. Alberta, it's fucking awesome. I love the people. They
Yeah.
love you. You're a superstar there. You could still have a good. But imagine walking out. I had my goddamn lips chapped
Mhm.
for fucking 8 months
Okay, so
because
let
I
me
was
ask
there.
you,
You're walking in sandals.
what would you rather have? Would you rather play in Florida and be on a non-playoff team, or be in
It depends
Toronto
on
or
where I'm
something
at.
where you're being worshipped?
It
every day?
depends on where I'm at. And if the GM's good and the ownership's good, which is great, and it's so that all coexists, don't get me wrong. But if I'm a player and I'll sign with a 500 team
Mhm.
just to live in that
But I will
lifestyle.
disagree with some analysts out there right now and some hockey people that are putting it out there. I mean, some hockey people are just like, I think they've named every team that Marner's going to sign with.
Yeah.
In every team in the league. Like, so they can't be wrong. He's like, I called it. Yeah, I said every team, so I called it. Where I have said that Sam Bennett will not sign. I stand on that. He will not sign
in Canada
with a Canadian team.
That's a
problem. I do think that he's going to re-sign in Florida. I've always felt like that was the best option for him. They're not going to pay him as much. Now, if he listens to his agent or whoever else is around him that is pushing him to take the most money, then he'll leave. But let me say this about Sam Bennett. This guy, if he takes the most money, Cam, he's going to sign a deal that he probably can't live up to. He's going to be under the gun, and 3 years from now, that team's going to be trying to get rid of him.
How many?
And he won't be able to go back to Florida because they will have replaced him by then, and he's going to make so much money that they're not going to want that contract. So take the 7.5 or maybe the 8. Who knows how high you can get to with Florida, you know? And Florida, you know, they're going to negotiate with him in good faith too. He's a big part of their team. They could end up winning, you know, multiple more cups if they win this year after the season, if they're able to keep all these guys together. But with the state tax advantage, it's comparable to what you'd be getting paid elsewhere anyway. But be where you're happy and you're comfortable. You're still making life-changing money. You're never going to be able to spend all of it. But just be careful, dude. If you go somewhere and you take the highest money and you cannot play and live up to that contract, they're going to be trying to get rid of you. You know that before the contract expires, man.
I know. We said that, dude.
Mhm.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere.
Why would he?
It's not worth it.
Why would he?
It's just not. It's just not.
It's
worth
basically
it.
changed his entire
You
career.
are in a lovely spot, dude. Even if you go 500 for a couple, who gives a fuck? You've done a lot of things. You've done it. You're going to be playing the Olympics.
Yeah, but all your buddies there are under contract too. So
I know. What's going to happen? I mean, we got a couple guys. They're all under contract. The core guys are.
Ekblad, I think, will take a hometown discount to try to
too.
stay in Florida. You know, he wants to
the
stay
Blues
there.
try to get him. But,
I know. Well, the Blues may be looking for a right shot D.
I know.
I think the Blues, if you look, and I know people ask, and hey, can you guys at least talk about what the Blues are looking for? And I'll say this real quick, and then we'll move back. But the Blues would love to get a second-line center, which is what Sam Bennett is. And they would probably like a right shot D as well. So whether or not they can accomplish that in free agency remains to be seen. But you know Doug Armstrong's doing something behind the scenes right now. He's working on something.
You think he's just like, whoop, we can't do anything? Oh, man, he's doing things.
He's working.
And he's good
He doesn't go crazy with the trade deadline, which I don't believe you build your team through the trade deadline anyway. Like, I mean, teams that chase it every year, the trade deadline, not a big fan of that approach.
I agree. It usually doesn't work.
No. Like, stand pat or just maybe make one.
It usually doesn't work.
You can't make a slam dunk addition.
The big guys don't work.
But I will say some of these analysts, and I understand, man, a lot of these guys played, and they played in different types of markets, so it's just my opinion. But this idea that every player just wants to be in Toronto or in some big market, dude, like, go ask Teemu Selanne and Ryan Getzlaf and Corey Perry what it was like playing in
Cam Fowler,
Anaheim, and Scott Niedermayer.
Kidding. When
they were competitive, they were good. And you're living in Southern California.
You're making the money. You're paying tax, but you're living in.
Dude,
come on, you're living in.
And they're good, right?
Come on.
And you don't have to deal with all the other bullshit. If you're Mitch Marner, give me one reason why he should re-sign with Toronto. If it's true that he's getting death threats and all this other stuff that's happening, and the fans are acting the way that they are because he's not delivering a Stanley Cup on his own,
why deal with
that? Why would he want to deal with that?
Don't know.
So anybody who's trying to make the case for him to stay in Toronto obviously isn't living in his shoes. Now, listen, there's family considerations, and I get all that because, you know, he's married, he's got kids, and I don't know where the wife is from, and I'm sure they want to be close to family. But he's making so much money, man.
I think she's from around there.
They can come back and forth and whatever. But like, I even heard some people throw out Ottawa. Like, Mitch Marner is not going to go sign in Ottawa and have to go into Toronto several times a year. If he doesn't stay in Toronto, it's going to be a Florida. It's going to be a Vegas. It's going to be a Dallas. It's going to be a Chicago. It's going to be, and you can say, well, the team's not very competitive right now. And yeah, Utah, listen, they got an owner that's ready to spend
money, baby.
He wants to spend. So
they're going to pimp out Utah.
Oh yeah,
big time.
They're going to go after him, and they're going to try to get it done. Yeah. I don't know if, I don't know if they'll be successful at getting it done. But they're gonna try, and they're gonna want to improve that team. But don't think that if you're Mitch Marner, I mean, just because you get a lot of attention and it's the most popular game in town, the most popular show in
Sick
town,
of attention,
that he should just automatically want to stay there and not go to a quieter market. You're still in the NHL. You're still getting paid. And there's a lot of great players who have played in smaller markets, markets that maybe would be considered less attractive, that don't get as much of attention. But a lot of people like that lifestyle where it is quiet and you're under the radar. So I
want to hide from everybody.
I don't understand why people wouldn't look at that as an advantage versus a disadvantage.
For us, Andy, right now, like, we need to know people in St. Louis. But like, if I'm a monster superstar that's gone through all that, I want an easy lifestyle.
But why do you think all the players love playing here?
Because the fans are great.
Because the
fans are
fantastic. You get a ton of attention.
Yes, but nothing. But you don't get death threats. People are fucking kind here.
Yes.
It's really, really.
But you know what? You can go. Your wife can go to the games and not get.
They'll be like, "Oh, hey, would you like something?" They're just sweet. They're not like, "What's Cam doing?"
So you can be a star.
Yeah,
it's like Cam Fowler talks about that on the podcast.
Yeah, dude.
You can be a star.
Yeah,
and you can have the perks of being a great athlete in the National Hockey League. There's a lot of benefits to playing in St. Louis
because
you can do whatever you want.
He talked about Anaheim, saying like you have pockets of fans here. Like everybody knows you.
Yes,
they respect you.
You're fist bumping the cops, when you leave the rink and all that.
That are watching over you.
You just feel like a part of the community. So St. Louis, it's not Toronto, it's not Montreal, it's not Vancouver, but you know what? These guys, you're going to tell a Braden Shen who didn't want to leave at the trade deadline.
I know.
Or Chris Pronger, who still lives here, or Al McInnes, who still lives here, or Brett Hall, who came back and lived here, that you don't feel like you are a superstar when you play in a market like St. Louis? Of course you do.
No, I know. And they treat you great. It's a really, really
the idea that you need to play in Toronto or some big market to get attention or to feel like
people are watching and they appreciate you.
You get worshipped everywhere. The Nashville Predator fans worship their players as much as anybody. The San Jose Sharks fans. Go ask Brent Burns and Logan Couture.
Colorado fans.
And all these guys who played in...
I play in Colorado.
Oh, I know.
God damn,
I
Andy.
know.
I would.
But even in San Jose, when they were good for all those years, Patrick Marleau, Joe Thornton.
Play there too.
You don't think they loved it?
Hell yeah, they loved it.
You don't think they got attention?
Yeah, and enough attention without the bullshit attention. Like there's a difference.
You don't want the bullshit.
I don't want the bullshit.
So Marner is over the bullshit, and I'm not saying he didn't deliver, and so therefore, listen, it's a passionate fan base, and the media is very passionate and whatnot. But
what do you think of Brock Nelson signing?
A little bit of a surprise, man. He got 7.5, which is with the cap going up.
How old is he?
I think he's 33, 34, somewhere in that range.
I don't know what it is with him.
He got more and more comfortable, more visible as the playoffs went on and as the season went on.
Right.
He was a really good player for years with the Islanders.
I know.
Let's just see what he does in Colorado. That's not a big-time commitment. When you give a 3-year deal or under at $7 million,
it's fine
for a guy that's going to be a top 6 player.
He can compliment one of the big boys. I get it.
Who's put up numbers.
I get it.
That's a very low
I'm just telling.
risk.
It's
not 8 years times 8.
Jesus,
you know what I mean?
No shit. But I just look at him. I don't know what it is, man. I've said this before.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have that.
He just doesn't have that
fire,
that fucking or anything. He's just like let me. Not like he tiptoes around. No. It's just maybe I just didn't. I played against
some people you look at and you're like, do they talk on the plane?
Yeah, it is.
Do they talk on the bus?
Are they just sitting there like, hi, I'm like he seems like that. But then I bet you if we had him on, you'd be like,
we should have asked Clutterbuck about him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. He was great.
But I like Brock Nelson. But I felt like when he left to go to Colorado, I would get a better feel for who he is. And he kind of was.
He's all right.
What does they call it? Dry white toast or something?
Yeah, white toast.
He's white toast.
He's white toast.
He's vanilla, man.
Yeah. Vanilla. He's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Interesting.
But, you got to have some players for.
You got to compliment
McKinnon
guys.
And these guys.
I know that. Just give you the fucking puck. Like find a way. Even if you're boring, just give it to him.
So a 3-year deal. If he can score 25 goals each of these 3 years, or at least
and
2
do
of the
something,
3,
maybe
get back to.
What do you think of Pete DeBoer? Pete DeBoer calling out Ottinger. Was he great? I mean, they scored 2 in how many minutes? He wasn't fantastic in that last game, but then you kind of call him out at the end. That's your goalie. That's your guy. Other teams, the players see that. It's not a great look.
Well,
Didn't he do that with Marc-Andre Fleury too?
Yeah, and I look at the way Scotty Arniel handled Winnipeg's goaltender. When it was way worse than what we saw from Ottinger with Dallas.
Held on to him, yep.
And this guy had his goalies back. And Ottinger, maybe not to the same level as Hellebuck, but he's a star player and a star goaltender and considered one of the best goalies in the world. And he wasn't bad the entire playoffs. He was certainly really, really good early in the playoffs. And then, he had a tough couple of games there in the conference final against Edmonton. But, I just look at Scotty Arniel, man. He had his goaltenders back and he stuck with them.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's certain players that you just live and die with. And I think it's easy to call out a goalie sometimes, especially a younger goalie, whatever.
When you have other problems.
But why don't you call out Jamie Benn?
Exactly.
I mean, if you got balls and you want to call out Jamie Benn, who had like 1 goal in the entire playoffs or whatever.
Although he did do that earlier in the series, but they didn't show up for that game.
Jason Robertson didn't do shit until the last handful of games, and then he was their best player and he was on fire. And I think
Heiskanen wasn't up.
I think Robertson played to the level where now you could probably move him and get a nice package in return. And
was Duchesne good?
There
in the
would
last
be a lot of
games?
interest. Duchesne didn't do it for me.
He's another guy. He's like another guy that I look at with Brock Nelson. I put those kind of guys.
He's got more personality. I feel.
I don't care about that. I'm just saying like what he does. I don't know. When I look at the playoffs,
he's a good player. I think he's loud. I think he's louder than Nelson.
I didn't say he wasn't. I just think when push comes to shove, you don't notice him in the big time games.
No, I feel like he just kind of goes crazy with the puck and his feet are moving 100 miles an hour and then he loses it.
Okay, good. So you agree?
Oh yeah, okay. I don't disagree, but I've Duchesne. I didn't love Duchesne early in his career in Colorado, even when he was putting up good numbers. But it was when he got to Dallas or Nashville when I started to appreciate his game. He started being like making plays. I never felt like early in his career he was overly creative with his teammates. A lot of his highlights were all individual
Remember
plays.
The one highlight where he was offsides by 20 feet and they still counted as a goal?
Remember when he scored his 30th goal of the season or whatever it was in Colorado and they were losing 5-0 or something
and
at the time.
He do the thing?
And he celebrated and Patrick Waugh called him out.
Yes,
after the game. But he plays music. He's just
whatever.
I thought he got bought out by Nashville. He's just kind of a I don't know if you can count on him year in and year out, but he's a good player. Nelson, listen, if you really watch Colorado the last couple of games, he was pretty visible. I thought he played better in those last couple of games. But in the regular season, much like Brad Marchand in the regular season for Florida, when he came back from injury, just took him a little while to get going.
How many guys do you think that got 50 points, average 50 points, like Sam Bennett, are offered $10 million contracts?
And that's why
Has
he
that
won't
ever
No.
happened?
No.
I mean, and you could kind of scale it down.
Mm-hmm.
The one guy I look at it would be Claude Lemieux.
Mm-hmm. He got offered $10 million a year.
No, he didn't. But he was fantastic in the playoffs, and he's like a 50-point guy. Would he score more than 50 points?
Maybe not even.
Right? Maybe not even.
Yeah.
But he would sure as shit show up in the playoffs, and he won a lot of cups.
And so you pay him for being clutch.
So, but what was his paycheck comparable to everybody else? What would it be now? It was 6.5, 7 nowadays.
And he was winning Conn Smythe and stuff.
He was dominating.
Yeah.
He was the biggest name. Like he was talked about more than Bennett in his prime, doing his stuff with Jersey. With
Claude
the Colorado.
Lemieux was putting up.
What was he doing, homie?
50, 60 points.
Okay.
He had 81 points one year, scored 30, playing with Jersey.
He got 81
but he was
points.
pretty much, you could count on him to give you 25 goals a year.
But I just wonder
he
what
scored 40 one year, had 30 plus a couple times.
He scored 40. See, is Bennett even come close
Bennett's
to that?
Not scoring 40.
Not even close.
That's why I said this a few weeks ago about Sam Bennett. About that. You're going to pay this guy $10 million. No one's paying him $10 million.
What was his contract?
And maybe somebody will.
What was Claude Lemieux's contract? You're not going to pay Claude Lemieux up to scale. If we could scale it out, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just curious.
His big years was like late 90s. You know what I mean?
But what did Lemieux do? You got his early
90s
in the playoffs. Like, what was he fucking putting up?
In the playoffs,
what is playoff
he
number?
was putting up like 23 points
like
one
literally,
year in 17 games. He had
huge goals.
16 points in 20 games. We had 13 goals in 20 games.
Game winners.
18 points in 20 games.
God.
Overall, this guy played 234 playoff games.
Jesus. That's the man right there.
And he had 158 points in 234 playoff games. Do you know that Corey Perry's playing in like playoff game number like 232 tonight?
You know,
something like that.
His son, he was with his son at Media Day. It was the cutest thing in the world. His son's just like him. He was witty. He was answering questions like he's unbelievable. Like he was like 16 years old. It was hilarious. He's like,
really?
Dad, by the way, we're not going to school today. And Corey's like, yeah, I think we are. He's like, no. And like you got to think like that kid's seen so much. Like I know he's young, but the last how many years has Corey Perry been in the mix?
I don't know. He's been to the
5
final
out of 6?
how many times?
5 out of 6 years or something like that. Something crazy.
He went to the final, 3 years in a row and lost all 3 years?
Yeah. And then didn't go and then went again last 2, right? Something like that. Like we got to get his ass on.
So most games played in the history of the NHL in the playoffs. Chris Chelios has 266 career playoff games.
How many points?
It's Chelios, he's a defenseman, but he still had 144 points.
It's a lot. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
That's a ton.
Lidstrom, 263.
Oh, dang.
He had 183 career points.
For a D-man? Get on with yourself.
Mark Messier, 236.
What's he got?
Lemieux, 234. So if Corey Perry, if they play 7 games this series, he's going to be up and he will be third all time.
It's pretty cool. The worm, baby.
If they play 7 games.
Shit, I played against
Just needs to play 5 games to tie Mark Messier. So if he gets to 6 games, he's going to be third all time.
I've been retired for 10 years. I played against Corey Perry in AAA and then juniors and then in the NHL, and he's still fucking doing it. And he's scoring goals and he's just finding ways. He's not fast.
You remember him in AAA?
Yeah.
You really do?
And Rick Nash.
Because you don't remember much.
Dude, I remember the big boys.
How good was he in AAA? Like you knew when you were playing against him?
Yeah. Don would, whatever. You know what I mean? And then Rick Nash was in those Toronto Marley tournaments. And then you meet him in the OHL. He played for London.
Yeah.
They both did.
I saw him play in London.
Dominant. We beat him with Guelph. They had a powerhouse team.
I know.
04.
I saw you play in that series.
I did good.
I was there. I was there covering the.
I scored a big time goal.
Mike Danton story.
I scored a big time goal.
Did you?
In London, baby. Western or whatever conference final.
Did you go end to end?
No, I just made a nice shot. I was terrorizing guys.
Oh my god! Taking penalties.
We were loaded. Guelph Storm, baby. I'm
so
glad.
was that London Knights team.
No shit. And we beat them. Game 7.
But you weren't supposed to beat them, right?
We were like 52 and something that year.
Who had the home ice advantage?
I think we did.
Did you?
I don't remember.
That was Dennis Weidman's team. I remember.
Yeah. They were loaded, dude.
Yeah.
And Boland and fucking Prusty. Loaded.
Dave Boland. I want to get him on, man.
I tell you what, man. Playing OHL is the coolest goddamn thing in the world. Just fucking cool. Now, college shit.
My buddy's
I do both now.
My buddy's kid just signed
Oh,
with
really?
an OHL team like yesterday.
God, go do your thing.
Yeah. George
Now-
Komodowski, I'll give you a shout out. You know Georgie.
Georgie.
Yeah. Signed with Flint.
Nice.
So
I don't like that town, but you're in the U.S. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with Caden, Barrett Jackman's son in
Erie.
Erie. A lot of travel, but
It's where-
not much.
It's where McDavid played. There's a lot of history there.
Yeah, damn right.
DeBrincat
Sharon
played there.
Basson. Sharon Basson.
Sherry Basson.
Sharon Basson. He was supposed to draft me. He didn't. When's it
No,
gonna
Sherry Basson. He's a legendary
know.
OHL figure.
be? I know.
But
Sherry Basson.
yeah, no, you got Brad Boys there, Carlo
Yeah.
Poliakovo.
Carlo, baby.
Got a
Carlo was
lot.
at St. Mike's too, I think.
Was he? I don't know about that. He might have been.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But he identifies as an Erie Otter.
God, the OHL. Loved it. Man.
Had you
I'll give
ever,
Eric
had you ever
Bolton a shout out.
heard
Can I give
of
Eric
a-
Bolton
Had you ever
kids-
heard of of any of these OHL teams before you got there?
Fuck no.
Like when they were like, we're gonna go play like the St. Mike's
I had no idea about the OHL until I got drafted
to the OHL.
to the OHL. Third round with Dustin Brown.
Yeah, no, Bolton Memorial Cup.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. His
Yeah.
boys won the Memorial Cup. He sent me pictures. I love you, Bolts. God damn. He sends me why you send me fucking video and stuff at like 12:30 at night? Like I'm fucking sleeping. God damn, Bolts staying up late. I love it. Good for those kids, man. I love them.
Mhm.
Cool, baby.
I almost got attacked by a stingray when I was in Mexico.
We're going back to that. You didn't do a goddamn thing. You chilled and kicked your feet up. That's all you got to do.
Yeah,
it wasn't a party. It wasn't anything.
It was a little bit of party.
Oh, with what? With who? You and your wife? No. You probably went to bed at 9:30 at night. That's what I want to do.
Drinking skinny margaritas.
I got fucked up. Little too much. We were going at it. It was fun.
You know my new drink, by the way, is tequila on the rocks.
It's going to get you.
I know it does.
It's gonna get
but there's no hangover with it. It's very clean. They have that Don Julio, like the
Don Julio
black label.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Sick, dude.
Oh, really? And it was all
Loved
inclusive.
it.
Yeah. We drink. They just kept bringing things, It was fun.
So if you eat too much steak, you can get gout.
Yeah, too much red meat. Yep. Yeah. And drinking, for sure.
And you just wake up with the pain in your foot.
It's something.
Is it always in your foot?
If you go back to the 1500s and all these kings and these wealthy,
Why'd
barons,
they get it? Because they ate a lot of steak?
No shit. They would eat. Not too many people could eat steak back in the day. Those guys would have fucking meat every day, blah, 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 wine. There was no water back then. You couldn't replenish your body. Where you can drink water at? The water fountain.
They didn't have water?
Yes, but you have to cook it up. They never drank water.
What do you mean they had to boil it?
Yeah. Where are you going to get it from? The fucking river?
So what did they drink?
Wine and stuff like that. They didn't drink.
No, the kids and shit.
Not much stuff. Not much. Milk from goats, stuff like that. Water was hard to deal with. Depends on where you're at. You know what I mean? If you had money back in the day, you're not drinking much water. You're drinking wine all the time.
Damn.
I know. That's why they die young.
That's pretty crazy.
They die young. Those kings die young, baby. So if you live past, back in the day, past 70, 60, 70, you reigned for 30 years, your body's fucking hardcore.
What do you think Paul Maurice is going to say after the game?
Like a poem.
A haiku.
Haiku. 2, 5, and 2 or something. Was that 2 words, 5? I don't know what the fuck. Calm down. That's why I think it's just going to be, let me think. I don't think this should happen. He did say something like, listen, we have a bunch of personalities here.
Yeah.
I saw this quote from him. I kind of liked it. Like anybody could have their personality in this locker room. You have to do 5 to 7 things all together.
Yeah, he's great with those.
You have to do 5 to 7 things all together so that now every personality can coexist in this particular. And I look at that as a personality motherfucker going into different locker rooms. Like, are people going to not like me? Like, I'm too my this and my that. But if you do the right things, you're accepted and people understand you more. If you're loud and you're like, fuck 'em, and you don't do the right things here and there, so I understand what he's saying. You're going to get ragged on and people aren't going to like you. Andy would be on his phone the whole fucking time, talking about himself. Fucking somebody have like 1,000 game in a ceremony and be like, you should have seen what I'd done back in the day. Ruined the whole fucking thing.
I did.
You need to think about
did
others.
things.
You need to listen.
Times.
You need to listen to people.
I'm a good listener, dude.
Only on interviews.
No, that's not true.
If I took you somewhere right now,
if you had to,
and my buddy said, "Hey, this is what I do for a living," you won't give a fuck.
I would listen.
I ask everybody. I talk about other people's fucking jobs and stuff more than they ask me. I go and I'm like, interesting. What do you mean by that? Oh, you do this and that on the construction site.
Yeah, me too.
And I go, what do you mean by that? How are you this? How's this? You don't do that.
Yeah, I do.
You talk about yourself.
No,
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
You shouldn't say that because you're going to create this perception into the minds of our listeners.
You did already. They already know. It's all good.
Just because I was relating myself,
every time I bring a story,
that's how I got.
The poor girl died, and you, before I even told the story, you brought another story about you up
because
you don't realize you're doing that.
That's how
you need to help fix that.
That's how I became.
You need to fix that.
No, that's how I got my fear of heights was parasailing.
We know. Okay, fine. You need to watch that.
And when I told you that I went and drove through
think about others.
The worst neighborhoods.
That poor girl
in town.
Beautiful
to see
woman.
The destruction.
Beautiful
of the
woman.
Tornadoes.
The women in Scottsdale, Jesus, Mother of Mercy. Oh, no wonder these rich motherfuckers go down there and sniff around. Jesus Murphy.
I find a lot of people who express themselves religiously about how religious they are not very nice people. Some of these people, in my experience.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah.
Like it used to be when I was a kid. If you were really religious, you were like the nicest, kindest person. I'm seeing a lot of people on Instagram like express their religion, how holy they are, and they're not very nice people.
Yeah, I know. Like that's nothing new.
Okay, so have you experienced that?
Yeah. I've seen that a million times over and over.
Mm-hmm.
And they look down upon you.
Yes.
And now, even with Pride Month, I look at the religious people that look at homosexuals, all the other stuff, put aside. Okay, trans shit and playing in women's sports, take that aside. You're gay or you're a lesbian. And if you're very religious and you look at them like they're going to burn in hell because they're making that decision, I think you're out of your fucking mind. I think you're out of your mind.
Does it say that in the Bible?
I think so. I think it does. Like you have to make.
Maybe that's
I think that is so fucking because I believe God made you. That's how you were born. You were born gay. You were born a lesbian. Now it's gone to a different where people turn into that because I think it's a kind of. But for the majority, you're born that way. I told you I have close relatives that
they turn into that for like
I'm different
financial gain.
No, they're not
professional gain.
All these activists, they're not making any money.
Well, you're always saying that somebody should identify.
Oh, if you have some sort of
contract controversy,
or that, yeah. Well, you could get
or
hired
employment controversy,
or you get fired, and you're like, maybe he did that. That's fine, but I do think that no one especially in the '90s growing up, like no one wanted. It wasn't like that hip to be that way. I think it's now more hip. I just like you go through the phases where you see the goth people and you see this.
Magic Johnson says he was with 6 women at a time in elevators with 6 women.
Did he have AIDS at the time?
I don't know if he did.
Well, Jesus.
I mean, maybe
some of those pictures of him like touching her, like you fucking straight up AIDS, baby.
Dude, is there ever
like,
been
fucking AIDS?
I don't think there's been many more athletes more famous than him.
I like him, dude. I think he's fucking
great.
No,
in his prime as a basketball
player.
Player.
See the picture of him walking in with like, I think it was the NBA Finals where he's got like Prince with him. He's got this. He's got Tyson. He's got somebody just all walking in like with a fucking
when
fur
he was
coat.
playing?
Yeah.
Because he's been married to Cookie for a long time.
You see their son who's trans?
I don't think he's trans.
No. Okay, but he's dressed like a woman.
I think Dwayne Wade has a similar child.
A lot of these actors and actresses some of them have 4 kids that are fucking trans. What the fuck is that? That's out of control.
No, like women there's an actress there.
But I did say with the religion stuff, if you think that they're going to burn in hell because they're gay, I look at you, I can't take you serious.
So
I cannot
Magic
take you
Johnson's
serious.
son or daughter, I don't know if they identify as a daughter.
He's gigantic.
Is like probably 6'9".
Holy mother of God.
Bigger than Baron Trump.
She wears tight ass shit.
Leather pants.
Shit. Like strutting
They get a lot of family photos.
Strutting it like on high heels and stuff. Lovely woman.
She would fuck you up, boy.
She'd get you.
She'd fuck you up.
She'd get you.
Oh my God.
If she was down in Mexico, she'd get both of you.
Oh my God.
She wouldn't get Lori.
Laurie's suitcase weighed too much. They wouldn't let her on the plane.
She got to calm down on that.
Oh my God, dude.
She got to calm
7
down.
7 pounds over.
It's just you two. What do you need?
Oh my, dude.
She looked beautiful though in those pictures.
You like those pictures?
Goddamn
the
right.
yellow dress.
God,
beautiful
dress.
So
goddamn good.
I know.
See, that's what I need.
Yeah.
Get a fuck away from. I love. Hey, we partied.
Yes.
I had a great time.
And just have your wife put a sexy ass dress.
Just get on with yourself.
Where she's probably not going to wear that in St. Louis. Where's she going to wear it? You know.
Yeah. Kate looked good this weekend too.
But she was mad at you, so.
She was. She was.
You fucked up. You've done this a couple times.
I didn't do any
month or so.
Yeah,
we had an incident.
When you have 40 people fucking partying that hard, your emotions get cuckoo. Not to mention the girls are everywhere and like they're serving you. Mm-hmm. It's not like they're just and we're spending so much fucking money, so they're all around all the time. Not that we're even talking or flirting or anything like that. It's just a weird environment when you're drinking. And you're like, it's just weird. I had a great time.
Yeah. Okay.
Overdid it. Mm-hmm. I overdid it. That's where I apologize to Kate.
Yeah.
I should have been not sicky poo. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Not sicky poo.
What kind of sick? Like fluish?
I thought I was going to die.
Oh, God.
One good.
Do you know what my wife said? If something ever happened to me, she said that you would be there to help her. If something ever happened to me. We were in Mexico. Like if something happened to me,
I'd fly to Mexico and help?
No, not there. Like if
the cartel kidnapped you, think I'm going down there and helping you?
No.
But I'd call a couple cats that I know that were with us. They'll help you.
If something happened to me, I died or something like that, and like my family was left behind, like
she
said, you would help.
Yeah.
So,
Ty would be a shit kicker.
Oh my God.
I would try to do as much as I could. You know.
What would you do?
How about we not think about that?
Oh my God!
Why'd you bring that up? That's the stupidest fucking. Why would she say that?
And because when she take that out,
no, I chirp my wife. No. I put Kate in the mix on everything. You got to put her in the mix a little bit. Mm-hmm. Why would she say that?
Because she was just saying like.
Were you wasted?
Yeah, we were wasted.
But she's like, if something happened to you.
No, we were talking about like something and like because
Cam would take care of her.
No.
What do you mean by that?
Like if she just needed
Maddie, Don't even fucking delete this. I bring up my fucking personal life more than anybody in the league.
Maddie.
No. No, seriously.
She's not saying you would take care of
what does that mean?
Or my kids. But like if she needed something, like if she needed support, like
yeah, I'd give her
maybe like take Ty to practice and shit like that.
Yeah.
Help.
I mean,
no, you wouldn't. He wouldn't.
It'd be tough.
He wouldn't do anything.
Like if I'm,
he'd be passed out, taking a nap at home.
Probably.
For all y'all, just so you know, every time I call Cam, he's sleeping.
Don't die.
He's always sleeping.
Don't die.
I won't.
Don't die.
It's a dark conversation.
Wow. That's still not as bad. It's fine. Listen, when you're drinking.
Well, don't you?
All these people out here listening.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are they kidding? They've been through all this shit too.
Yeah, but listen.
With all their fucking wives.
Okay. Oh my God. There's a tornado warning.
Are you serious?
Oh, Cam. We're seeing Cam in action.
Son of a bitch.
You got so excited.
All right.
Oh, your phone doesn't tell you shit, dude.
Yeah, it does. It's doing it right now. I just turned mine off.
No, you don't. You don't have
What
anything.
do you think that is?
I don't hear a sound.
Wow, baby. All right. Okay. And I'm supposed to go to a golf tournament today and do the auction.
Tonight,
right after this.
It might get
it's canceled. A long day.
Well,
if they're going to, I don't know.
If we have another tornado destroy my neighborhood, dude, I am not dealing with this.
It hasn't even torn it up yet, dude. If you got rocked the way you're supposed to get rocked, your house would be fucked. Those big old trees would fucking crumble your house. You'd have to go in the basement, homie.
I know. I went into the.
That's what we deal with in Missouri, right yonder.
I drove through the most devastating areas of St. Louis. I told listeners last time.
No one gives a shit.
And there was a lot of stuff going on there.
I got to admit though, and I don't want him threatening me or anything, but
who?
I found Billy Tippett's Instagram account again. I don't know why. I didn't watch it. I just couldn't. He is. I mean, it's unbelievable what he's doing.
I don't know why he got so mad at me.
He'll get mad at me for saying this because somebody's going to talk to him. But
we support you.
He was threatening somebody bad, and he put the cross on his thing like Ash Wednesday, like he's the devil.
Oh shit!
He was yelling at cops the other day, and I didn't like that. But like, I don't know. You gotta follow him.
I will. Unless it's private or something, you have to.
I don't know. I think Instagram's kicking him off, and he's doing new ones.
And then he finds out that he's
he just sets a new account.
Right, that's what I mean. So then he finds a way.
I
to
went on
reappear.
I just when I got back from vacation, I was like, and I'm like, something popped up, and I'm like, oh, he does have an account again. And I pressed it.
Oh my god!
And he got right back to me like, hey, but he is. It's fucking crazy. He's crazy. Billy, you're crazy.
He's crazy.
I love you, but goddamn, are you entertaining?
The steaks were terrible in Mexico.
Yeah, all right. You can't get listen, the food.
I wish I could fly my Traeger down. If I had a private plane, I'd bring my own Traeger with me.
Yeah,
and just barbecue on my own.
Food was pretty good in fucking Scottsdale.
I bet you.
I had 2 seafood towers.
Of course you do.
I was hungry.
You're not paying.
I didn't eat for a while. And I was
Cam's just ordering. That's what Ian Cole always said.
I don't think I ate much.
Just order seafood towers.
I did not eat much. And then I was like, I'm starving. The last night we all went
I will say this, after being in Mexico and, being around the natives and a lot of the indigenous people.
You're on a fucking resort, dude.
The people who
You're
work
on
there
a resort with
have
all
never
Americans.
They've never
stuff.
been. They've never been to the U.S.
Bullshit.
The people who work there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've never been.
Listen, they deal with people in the U.S.
How much you
every
think they're
single
getting
day.
paid?
From the cartel? I don't know.
No, they're not getting paid. From
Cartel
the cartel
owns that fucking.
Who says they're getting paid from the cartel?
Because the cartel
No,
owns
they
those
work
resorts.
in the service industry.
Those cartels own those resorts.
No,
Do
Hyatt,
you not know that?
Hyatt does.
Okay.
Wait a minute. You mean you think the cartel?
Fucking right, baby. Goddamn right.
I think the Hyatt.
They got their hand in all that shit.
I think Hyatt owns it.
They're not gonna fuck with you, man. They need your fucking money. They like when you and Larry go down there and spend money and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the cartel runs a lot of things down there, dude.
Okay.
They do,
Okay.
for sure. Maybe not big time with that specific resort, but they got their hands in a lot of things.
Okay.
You're a naive motherfucker.
Okay.
You are.
Okay.
You are. You're naive.
Can I give
Snap
a shout
out of
out to
that.
Team USA for winning the World Championships?
We haven't talked about that yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Tage Thompson.
We talked about that last
Okay,
week.
Just making
Get
sure.
on your game. Ooh.
Well, we're coming out
What'd
a few
you do?
days late.
What'd you do? What'd you do down there?
A lot of margaritas.
How about you getting the sponsors? We got Cam Fowler up, man. He was great.
I know he was a
live, by the
great
way.
man.
Yeah.
Love Cam Fowler.
We don't care about your.
What
Listen,
a-
we already talked enough about our fucking
what
stupid
an-
vacation.
My sunburn is killing me.
Okay. Oh, I got poison ivy on my fucking
Oh
body.
my God!
Son of a
Before
bitch.
you left town,
I look like such a pale fucking Hoosier, poison ivy, infected. I'm infected like a goddamn. It was god awful. All over my fucking stomach. It's still there. This is a goddamn week and a half ago. I did yard work. I don't know what the fuck. I got poison ivy everywhere. My house looks fantastic. It is a pain in the ass. I didn't even take my shirt off at the pool party.
you didn't.
I was embarrassed.
Oh my God!
I was under the cabana the whole time.
So
I
what'd you
did get in
do?
the pool. I would take my shirt off at the very last second and then get in the pool. Like what Andy would do at pool parties back in high school. He'd wear a shirt the whole time. I
didn't do that.
I was in that mode where I had poison ivy like, yeah. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. That sucks, man.
Did
Poison
you go to
ivy
the
sucks.
Did you go to the NHL Combine?
What? Yeah.
You did.
Wait.
I don't think
I
you
went
did.
to the thing right before the draft
the Combine.
where I talked to everybody and did like
Yeah, the bike you did.
Yeah.
Do you have your Combine picture?
Yeah, I was jacked as fuck.
We need it. I need
Straight
to see it.
cut up looking, dude.
Let me see it.
I'll show you a picture of me and fucking my buddy Jason when we were that age.
No, I don't want to see
Cut.
that. I want to see your Combine picture.
Well, it's just that's like 2 months later.
Okay, well, let me see it.
Okay.
Send me your Combine picture. Because
What?
a lot of players are posting their Combine pictures.
Okay. God, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Send me yours.
Put that from Parkway North.
Parkway North.
First Form and firstform.com, baby.
Yank.
Firstform.com.
First form stuff helped me get better too.
Well, because it will.
Jesus, I was so dehydrated. Just so you know,
Mhm.
I was so fucking dehydrated. I was drinking water. I had to get a goddamn.
I was talking.
I had to get a pack and put it in there, and that's the only thing that made me.
I was
hydrated.
talking to the Mexicans.
I was pissing out of my ass.
Oh my God, dude.
So bad.
Where?
In the toilet.
I'm the one that's supposed to have Montezuma's revenge.
I had to
And you
rehydrate
had it.
myself. I was crushing water in the middle of the night like this. Did nothing. So finally I get up. I need a Gatorade or something. I put a little fucking electro pack in that mug.
Did
And
you?
finally I'm like, "Guggle, guggle, guggle, guggle." I was fine. Water did nothing. I would go to bed for 15 minutes and dream that I'm in a desert coughing on sand. That's how dehydrated I was. Not good.
I had a bad
First
dream.
Form
I had a
helped
bad dream one night too, dude. Just so you know.
Yeah, tell me about it. Oh yeah, Kate just told me. Rotation heading towards Wildwood.
Oh my
Son of a
God.
bitch! I told
You
you.
didn't know that?
Son, I knew there was something today. This just popped-
No, you
They
didn't
didn't.
know.
They didn't talk about that.
All right, we
much.
better hurry up.
They didn't talk about that much.
All right.
They didn't talk about that much.
No.
This morning, I was watching goddamn Channel 2 all goddamn
What do you
morning.
think the people downtown are doing who work in the government?
Nothing.
She's gonna hit the alarm.
Well, where's the switch at?
All right, firstform.com
Where's the-
/Cam and Strick.
Oh, turn it. Where's the switch?
Creighton.
Get on your game.
Get some Creighton.
Get on your game.
Creatine. Get those.
God damn.
Get those energy drinks, the protein, all the apparel. Get everything you need. You know that.
Get on your
First
game.
Form. I talked to First Form Nick. He's going to come in on a Monday and hang out for a few minutes, dude. We're going to have him in studio.
All right, I want people to see him.
Yeah. First Form Nick, man.
We could have him sit here like we're interviewing him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wears a full-on like baseball uniform.
Watch how handsome this son of a bitch is. The nicest human being in the world.
First Form Nick's
Listen to what
coming
he
in
says.
studio.
Listen to what
Looking
he
forward
says.
to that.
It's
Get
my
your
boy.
First Form products today by using our link, firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Do it today. Illinois Recovery Center.
Right there. Well,
Cam, there's a bed waiting for you.
I felt Chrissy's presence. I did.
Okay.
Dead serious on that. I'm like, God damn. I got to just, but that was a weird, unique thing. We're partying. It's all good. But I did think of Chrissy. I know he'd fucking tap me on the motherfucking shoulder to help me. Because that's what he does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. All right, Illinois Recovery Center, as you said, warm bed is waiting for everyone. All of you.
Yeah, I was thinking about Chrissy.
Okay. His presence.
And he knows that I was on.
Maybe
he knows what I'm doing too, that motherfucker.
Maybe he's a feather.
He's speaking to me. And my wife.
Oh, does she think you need to?
Well, I don't act a fool. That just
No,
sucks.
I know.
I'm fucking playing chill, baby.
Yeah,
I
I
chill.
know.
I don't do anything to put Kate. I just chill.
Okay.
Should I give Kate more attention when we're with a bunch of people? You're damn right.
Okay.
You're gosh dang right. Should I went over there and give her a kissy poo a
Yeah,
little bit
you
more?
got to do that.
I got.
You're messing around with this
She's
other
right there.
woman the whole time.
No, I wasn't.
And she's sitting on you.
Get off of me.
You said that?
Fucking get off me.
Why didn't you tell her husband,
got
like,
this.
get control of your wife?
I did.
You did?
Oh yeah.
What'd you say?
Get control of your. I go, dude. I gotta get. I look at him like, get on with yourself.
You did.
Yes, but not. I don't want to make a scene. I want to hide
Oh, my God.
and be speaking. I don't want that.
Okay.
I did feel Chrissy's presence.
Okay, well, good. Illinois Recovery Center. Tell them about it.
It's the best in the business right there in Swansea, Illinois. That's Eric Conley. That's Jacob Miller. And that's goddamn Chrissy Pondoff. We love them. They love you. They want to help you. We've all been through shit. Some of us are still going through shit, and we got to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a goddamn fact.
Yeah.
If you know somebody, they will help you. That's the Illinois Recovery Center.
Illinois Recovery Center. Out there in Swansea. I've been there. Loved it. Great people. Eric, everybody there.
They
man.
used to all party.
Yeah.
Hardcore. And they got
now they're
saved.
here to help you, man.
And they're religious too. Chrissy fucking goes to church and does fucking all kinds of, every single week he does it with all the guys. And he's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I'll listen to him fucking preach the good god dang word.
Okay.
I'll listen to Chrissy.
Hat launch,
He's
baby.
my boy.
Create a new hat, man. I put something up on my Instagram today for hat launch because they created these new hats. Jamal Mayers is doing a camp. He and Joe Vitale, big shout out.
Yeah.
And
we love you too,
and
baby.
Ty is going to his camp this week, and they got some hats.
You
They
want-
were created by our boy Danny
Hell
and
yeah,
everybody over
baby.
there at Hat
Let's
Launch.
go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Our
So-
commercial turned out pretty cool too. It's
Oh,
pretty
did you
funny.
see it?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to check it out. Hat Launch, man. Check that out. They can put your logo or any logo if you want them to create your logo for you, and they'll turn it around. They'll have it for you in 2 weeks. Best quality.
They're damn good.
Dude, so if you guys need hats, it doesn't matter what it is. Could
God,
be
do
your
I need
team, your
hats.
business, your organization, fundraisers.
Oh, by the way,
whatever
my
it is.
head looked extra bald too. Extra bald. I had a hat for every single outfit.
Did you?
And then I had to not wear a hat for one of the nice restaurants.
Oh, no.
Son of a bitch. God.
That's so I couldn't wear my flip-flops.
Poison ivy, bald, fat. God.
I couldn't wear my flip-flops in a couple of
I
the
saw
org-
yours.
a couple of the restaurants.
Floppy fucking walker. Goddamn walks like a fucking duck.
Dude, that's terrible. You shouldn't say that.
Floppy.
True Flow, baby. Get Cam a cooler with wheels on it. Hey, all y'all, Jordan, everybody, Cam wants a cooler with wheels
I
on
do,
it.
kind of.
Yeah.
No
I've
shit.
got one.
No, I know you do.
Yeah.
And he's got about 15 of them. I got one.
But, you know, it's for Instagram
I
and
got
stuff
one.
like that.
I got one.
So people can go see it. I put something up today on my Instagram with True Float, so you can check it out because it's
They
Rivers.
got badass stuff.
Oh, my God.
They got bad.
And they put your logo on the cooler.
It looks awesome. It really does. That blue one was badass.
So
dude.
nice.
It was badass.
I haven't
It
brought
made
that
me
one in
jealous
here.
a little
I
bit.
know, because you'll try to take it from me. So
No, I will
just
take
like
it
you
from
did
you.
the Canada jersey that you took.
Take the stupid Canada. What do I represent in Canada? I chirp Canada.
Who wins?
Love the people.
Who wins the Stanley Cup final?
I told you the Oilers.
Oh,
I just think that
Kachuk's listening.
he's fine. I love him. He's fine. He's Americano, baby. Let's go. Let's go. I love how he represents
I'm
fucking
gonna say-
USA. I love that.
Yeah.
But I think fucking Connor McDavid and Draisaitl are going to take over.
And
I think they're so unbelievable. They're going to take over.
And our boy Trent Frederick, man, best of luck to you too.
My
It's
boy, too. Goddamn right. Love you, buddy. St. Louis proud. I want them to go toe-to-toe so bad. Just have a shit-kicking fucking go to game
True
7.
Float, get your cooler, get your heated chairs, and put your logo on that. You don't have to get your logo. You can just get the True Float.
You can get
logo.
whatever.
But
Yeah.
if you want to have your logo on there, they're great for auction items and fundraisers and all that type of stuff.
Let's head our way.
Golf party.
We got to get going.
Okay, all right. Well, Blue Note Roofing.
Here's a picture of me getting gout, basically. That's
Is that the guy?
That's my buddy.
Oh.
But we're eating a seafood tower,
Okay.
drinking. Like, I should have gout.
Jesus. You can't get gout from that, from seafood towers.
I was eating.
I'm just telling you.
Drinking.
Okay.
Hardcore.
Yeah, you should be okay. True. Our Blue Note Roofing, though, especially with the storm coming, call David
Storm?
Novak today. 314-920-5713. David Novak standing by. He'll take your call and he'll be there for a free estimate. Roofing, gutters, soffit fascia, siding, whatever it is you're looking for.
And trust me, your roof's going to be done fucked up if this sumbitch going to hit you.
Damn. There's a
I think it's
There's a
rotation.
rotation
I
coming.
know, yeah.
Blue Note Roofing, 314
So it's going to go up and down, up and down right now.
920-5713. 920-5713. Call
Damn.
David Novak today.
Tornadoes.
Holy smokes.
Son of a bitch.
Shilly Plastering. Get plastered with Shilly Plastering.
Both my neighbors are putting pools in, baby.
They've been
Why
around
is
since
that?
like 1950. Baby.
Why is that?
Because good customer service.
Shit. They're the best in the
serving
business.
you.
That's why.
What
And
is
they
it like?
adapt.
What is it like to go to somebody's house and they got an unbelievable oasis in the backyard?
I look at them like they're better than me.
You do.
You are better. You are better than me. You've done better than me to have the oasis in your backyard. God dang right. I'm jealous of them, Andy. You're damn right. You pimped out your backyard that cool. Whew, doggy. Hell yeah. Man, I love it. If I had the coin, if Andy would sell just a little bit more, maybe, it is what it is. I would like to get a pool.
So they're family owned and operated for over 70 years, which is just amazing. Based in St. Louis, they offer a wide range of finishes, including quartz and premium pebble finishes to suit every design and durability need. They take pride in craftsmanship, reliability, making sure every project is done right. They do everything right.
They do everything right. That's why they've been around.
I'm going to
for
put
so
some
long.
pictures of Shilly Plastering up on social media.
You should get a pool.
I know I should.
We got a good backyard for that.
Yeah, I do. Are you saying I should get one?
Yes, I just said
Yeah.
you should get a pool.
Yeah, I know.
Pay attention
I
when
know.
other people talk, Andy.
Say hi to Tanya
Tanya, hey girl, what's
And
up?
Ryan.
How are you?
and
Ryan, what up, baby?
Hell
Tell your
yeah.
daddy I said, what's up? Big Dave, homie. What up? My daddy says, hey, too.
Get plastered with Shilly Plastering.
Let's go.
Bolt Sports, take your stick handling to the next level with a. They've got the most amazing training apparatuses.
Huh?
Is that like an apparatus when it's a
Sure,
training
that's
tool?
fine. You got to keep up with the game,
The
baby.
dangler, baby.
You can't do everything renting ice all the time. Your kid has to do stuff at home.
Yes.
Like you
Jamal,
do.
You sound like Jamal. Jamal's telling the kids that.
Why do you think that is?
Mm-hmm.
He played 20 years and he's a Stanley Cup winner. Andy has this exact same show on Fridays, but it's just with Jamal Maris.
No, he joins me for a segment.
Okay.
Yeah, so he joins me.
All right.
And then I usually have a guest that comes on too.
Yes. No, I know, but it's the same thing. But he's on it with you too.
Yeah, of course.
Jammer knows
He's very
his shit.
smart, man.
No shit.
Are you chirping the show?
Well, no.
You have another show.
That talks no hockey. This is direct competition.
No,
This is the same thing, but with Jammer. It's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But Jammer's awesome. He understands the game. You have to do work at home.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be like, I'm just skating tomorrow.
Dangles, baby. Get
dangle
the dangles.
in your basement, dangle in your driveway, all that stuff.
Boltsports.ca. Check out their Instagram and do
God.
it today. Cam at Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks. I fucking told all you goddamn people.
So listen,
None of that
the
shit.
other day,
Yeah.
because Ty got new skates the other day, and we had our jersey fitting for the AAA Blues, so he got like a jersey fitting and all this type of stuff.
I love
and
that
so,
much.
as I'm walking through the rink, this guy comes up to me. I'll give him a big shout out right now. I forgot his name, but he was cool as shit.
Forgot his name.
Well, he didn't tell me his name.
All right, I'm just saying.
He comes off the ice, two of them, and they go, "You got that sushi and flavored water."
I don't believe
I
a
swear to
fucking
God.
second of
Swear
that.
to God.
I don't believe a second.
You
of
got that sushi flavor? Yes, I do.
He didn't say.
Actually, I
swinging
don't
dicks.
have it. Bellman has
He
it.
didn't say swinging dicks.
Nope.
Yes, that's right.
No, he didn't.
I don't believe you.
He said, "You got that sushi and flavored water." At Bellman, they do.
No, they don't.
Buick GMC on one side of the street, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the other
I
side.
need a new
Ken.
truck.
I know you do.
100%.
You drive the truck today?
No, go Kate's Beamer.
Well, I'm worried about you in this weather.
I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
Worry about you.
Okay, because I'm worried about you in this
You
weather.
don't think I know what the fuck's going on?
Okay.
I know what to do. And you'll get out of his car and go underneath a fucking overpass and be like,
my God.
what's going on here?
Dude, Bellman
You'll
has
get
something
sucked
for
out. That
every...
tornado will get you just
Bellman
like
has something
Magic
for
Sun.
all weather at Bellman. You know
What would you do, a magic sun or a tornado?
what's a magic sun?
Johnson's.
Oh my God!
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
I don't know. Well,
They'll both get you.
he's nice.
Great
dude.
guy.
He's a great guy. Magic dude, 6 women at once in the elevator. Could you imagine being Magic
Every
Johnson
time I
in
see-
the 80s
Every time.
in LA, Showtime? There was never a more popular athlete in the history of civilization.
Anytime I see a picture with him with a bunch of broads, like he had AIDS.
Oh my God.
Well, fuck. What the
Dude.
fuck? How can you not think that way? I like him, but that's hardcore.
Okay, well, stop thinking about that. with
How
him.
can you not?
He's like survived it. He's like
He
overcome
damn right
it.
he
It's
did.
like one of the most miracle situations.
I'm
ever.
just saying.
Mhm.
You know. God
Do
damn.
you believe that there's a cure for cancer?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
do.
talk about it in the close. Okay, we'll
Okay.
talk. We'll talk.
That's
about
what
that.
you want to talk
Yeah,
about?
well,
I don't fucking know
'cause
that much. I'm just saying.
Some
I do
people
think,
suggest that.
I think that people are manipulating.
Okay,
of course.
because there's conspiracy theorists, and we'll
yeah,
talk about
I
it.
think they're trying to get you.
Bellman, they get you anything you need, man. Buick GMC on one side of the street, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on the other side, all located where?
Troy, Missouri. Troy.
Bellman's always been with
Love
us,
you guys,
baby.
man. Check out
Say
Cam
hi to
Fowler.
Danny boy.
Hey, Danny. Danny, what's up, baby? Kenny.
Dale.
Love all you guys, man. Love you guys. I need a new truck.
Cam, if you needed a jersey, where would you get it?
Jersey Generator, baby. Out of Montreal. Damn
Mark.
good. Look at this.
Mark?
Look at this. Look what they did. Look how detailed that
Who's the
is.
captain?
Andy's the captain. Strickland, number 9. Whew, everybody knows that number. Everybody
Woo.
thinks number 9. They're
Watch out for
they're
that
like Strickland.
Niner.
They're like Strickland.
Jersey Generator, baby. We love our friends over at Jersey Generator. Give Mark a call today. Send your logo to him, and you'll have a new jersey in no time. If you want to get one for the entire staff or the entire team, you can do that too, man. Jersey Generator.
Oh, my God.
Check out their website. Is the
we gotta
Twister
go.
coming?
We got to go.
Cameron Fowler
Great guy.
from Michigan and Windsor, man. He's like Canadian and American.
Yeah.
But he's
Got drafted
actually
twice.
American. Where?
What a pe- He got drafted by Kitchener and Windsor.
Oh, I
in
know.
OHL.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty cool. Then he goes fucking drafted 14th overall.
I know.
What a
Committed to Notre Dame and
Just
then
a-
decided not to
yeah,
go.
he screwed over everybody.
And he was great here in
Yeah.
St. Louis. He's a great
Great.
player, man, and great guy. Joins us now on the Chemistry
Yeah, baby.
Podcast, baby.
The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link and do it today. www.firstform.com/CamandStrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein, check out the apparel, eat those bars, and drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/CamandStrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview.
Look at how big his legs are. God damn, you got some big old legs. Man.
I know.
I'll
helps
be
me.
honest. First question.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Cam before? Did you? I would say we were talking
Can I
about
s-
this before you
Can I
came
set this
in,
up, though?
that maybe you'd never heard of Cam.
I saw him for the first time when I was on the road with the Blues in Calgary, I think it was. And I go, hey, my name's Cam too. And he goes, cool. And I'm like, fuck. I just walked away.
I played against Cam.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say you would.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
All right.
him and Georgie Peros.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
2 or 3
Did they
times
go
a
at it?
game, marathon fights.
We've
Yeah.
had a bunch of your teammates on, man.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Georgie Peros, Getzlas been on with us too.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Scotty Niedermeyer, your old landlord.
Yeah, that's right.
Did he
live
drive
with-
a minivan?
No, it was like a Prius type thing.
Oh,
yeah.
He did.
Louise.
Yeah.
I could see him driving a
Yeah,
Prius.
doesn't he
Yeah.
look like
but
that?
he drove a Prius back in the day when it was kind of like acceptable to drive a Prius.
He was like way ahead of the game.
Yeah, way ahead of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
And Cam wouldn't know anything about
Yeah.
Way ahead of the game.
it. You lived with him. Whose idea was that?
It was kind of presented to me by the team
Mhm.
that it might be a good idea, and it ended up being a great thing for me. Like 18, having meals and stuff, not having to worry
Yeah.
about that. It was a big help.
Okay, so I'm watching this video today because
I
I had
saw
to
it.
remind myself.
I saw it.
Which one?
The one where he's eating junk food all fucking
my
day.
God, yeah.
Jesus, Murphy.
Cookies,
I got worried
cinnamon
about you.
toast crunch.
I
I'm like,
texted Army.
Jesus.
I go, this is unacceptable.
I'm like, he really is like 16 playing
Yeah.
in the NHL. No, but like I saw your draft video, like when you're at the draft, and they made it sound like you dropped to like the second round. They were like, oh no, we didn't see this happening.
Yeah.
He's dropping. And I had to remind myself, I had to look it up. Okay, wait, when was he drafted? It said 12th overall. I'm like, oh my God. It's not like you dropped that far. You dropped to 12?
I dropped to 12. Yeah.
What were you expecting to go at?
Leading up to the draft, everybody was saying top 5.
Yeah.
So once that happened, it just turned into a story. The media turned it into something. And then every pick after 5 until 12, like the camera was right
Kept
on me.
showing.
Yeah. So it felt like a much bigger deal in the time. Obviously, 12 is still awesome, but
That's a great number.
When you're being told like top 3, top 5, it just.
What was the money difference as far as signing bonus from like 5?
That
to
doesn't
12?
change.
I was gonna say. So
They
who
act
cares?
like he was Shador Sanders.
Shador.
Well,
Yeah,
I think the
There till the fifth
bonuses,
round.
the bonuses that you're able to get changes.
Yes and no, right? I think a good agent can still negotiate that. Like if I was your agent and I'm like, okay, he's a top 3, top 5 talent and was expected to go top 3, top 5, and he dropped to 12, we're still getting the A-level bonuses, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it ended
What
up
did you
working
get?
out.
Yeah, you were.
Was Pat your agent back then too?
Yeah,
Well,
I've
he
been
got
with
he
him
got
the
you
whole
the
time.
A-level.
Yeah, I don't honestly remember what was negotiated,
sure
but
you
it
did.
was all fine.
Yeah. You're like, what's up? I'm from Windsor. Like, shit. Your dad worked in what? The auto? On
he
the
was-
line or?
No, he was worked for Ford.
I'm
He was-
asking.
This guy thinks your dad's putting cars together. Like
No,
in the machine.
my billets when I lived in Windsor
Some
because I
people-
lived there because I played for the Spits. That's a lot of guys like their mom and dad were on the line.
No,
man.
I'm
Fucking
sure.
working.
I believe it.
Yeah, baby.
I just liked your
And
reaction. He
I'm
thought
blue collar. Andy's not.
your dad probably was like an executive with Ford. Is that what he was?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He worked there for about 30 years, so he ended up working his way up pretty high. And then towards the end, he was dealing with a lot of. He was dealing with like the rental car places for Ford, so big relationship with Hertz, and then like he was pretty high up, and I think he worked there 30 years or
Is he
so.
still working or no?
No, he's retired now.
Hell
Yeah.
no.
Did
You
he,
like daddy?
did he retire because of you think, or no?
No, I don't think so.
Were you like, you're never going to work another day in your
Ever
life?
again. You're
I'm
never going to work.
retiring
You are
you.
doing nothing.
Yeah, no, it never turned out that way. I think he wanted to work until both my sisters went to university, and now they're off doing their own thing. So he did exactly what he wanted to do. It never really had anything to do with me or my career.
Can I say your parents are the nicest people?
Oh,
ever?
thank you. Yeah.
Perry and Bridget, man.
Perry.
You would love them.
Yeah.
Bridget is like so nice, and Perry's nice.
Mhm.
I don't see him as being like a hardcore hockey dad though, like in your face. You gotta work harder.
Like Marner's dad.
Oh my God. What the fuck, bitch?
Get going. Dad, I got 4 goals.
You're gonna tell your mother.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Was
he might not come off that way, but he was pretty intense as a kid, and even well into my pro career, he was very supportive and loving and everything. But I think he demanded and expected a lot.
I
out
like
of me.
that.
Did
I
he
like
ever,
hearing
because my dad went through this too, like go to the games and watch you live. And you're like, this is great. And then some fucking dipshit starts chirping you. And he's like, God damn it, I want to fight this guy. And then they don't go anymore and they just watch it on TV. Did that ever happen?
He had a couple, like during the playoffs, we were in LA one year, Chicago. I think he had some tough times at the arena there. Like wearing Anaheim stuff when I was playing, like he was just getting bombarded by other teams'
In
fans
Chicago?
in Chicago.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it was my wife now was there. So I think that was a rough experience for them and my younger sisters, but anything crazy.
I got you.
Is your wife, was she your girlfriend when you were living with Scotty Niedermeyer?
Yeah.
When you had all the pictures of her
Yeah.
around your bed?
Yeah.
I mean, that
Oh
was,
my
it was
God.
it was like,
Just
Was
one.
that true love?
Just one picture.
How old were you then? When did you meet her?
18 probably.
Yeah, I met her in high school. I was 16, and I mean, we've been together the majority of the time since then. Just a little down period, one of the years in Anaheim, but pretty much the whole time since high school.
You're a
Yeah,
pure soul.
so
Is what
she-
you are.
No,
Yeah,
she gets
she's a
you.
great- well,
she
she's-
knows
That's a
who you
keeper.
are. Isn't that important though? Like when you get success and you get to the highest level, don't you want to be with someone who knew you from the beginning?
Well, he was a stud at 18 too.
Well,
Like,
I
I
know,
mean,
I'm
and
just
he's gonna,
saying. I'm
first
just
round.
saying.
I'm just saying. I'm
No,
just saying.
she knew him at 16.
She stuck with you, dude, no matter what. Man.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, I think you're in high school. Obviously, you familiar with them. There's no other intentions other than just getting to know each other, and that just went over a certain period of time, and then we ended up together. So I'm thankful it worked out that way.
Is that in Windsor you went to high school?
No, so I was only born in Windsor. I moved to the States when I was only 1 or 2.
Come on, Cam.
I have that in my
So-
I have.
You're not reading
We're
the
not
Wikipedia before the interview.
But other people don't know this too.
Yeah,
so
I
if
know.
I ask
Okay.
questions,
Yes.
we're
But
talking
he went
to other
the
people.
US program too. Though.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Yeah, I got questions about that.
Yeah, so lived in Michigan my whole life, played for the U.S. program, and then ended up back in Windsor for my 1 year of juniors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
Honey
one?
Bake, Little Caesars.
Honey Bake.
Where
Honey
were you?
baked. Honey baked the
Honey
whole
baked.
time.
Yeah, they were like the top program at one point. It kind of
Yeah.
switches around. Now Little Caesars, they got all the former NHLers.
It's not Bill
coaching
Tire.
there, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Your boy Kessler. Did you ever chirp him
Yeah.
or text him about winning 44-0 or no?
No, I didn't. I never,
Go ahead and do it right now. Just do it right
We've
now.
done it every episode.
Yeah.
Although we love Kess. He's been
Yeah,
on with us.
he's
too.
cool.
Yeah, Kess is great. I played with him for a number of years, but yeah, I mean, there's such great hockey in Michigan. It was Honeybake, Little Caesars when I was playing. Now it's I think Little Caesars has run the table on like every age group. Like
Killing
just taken
everybody.
over.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't even know how Honeybake's doing these days, but
They still have a program.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they're not.
I don't
Not as
know. It's
good,
tough.
yeah.
Although I hear like Matty Cullen, like he may be coming down, bringing some of his kids down. And
Oh, yeah?
a team
Okay.
down. With Honey
That's
Bake,
what it
so-
takes right there.
Yeah.
Get a big boy in there.
Yeah, minor hockey has turned into quite the spectacle these days.
So there's a kid in St. Louis who was telling me a few years ago that he was going to move to go play with Kessler, and he's going to live in your house.
Yeah, well, so okay,
you have a
I
house
forgot
there?
that was a St. Louis kid.
Yeah.
Yes, that was in the works. He was gonna stay there, and I don't know if he ended up going still, but it didn't end up coming
I
through.
think they moved to like
Um,
Detroit, and then Kessler's like, "Sorry, we can't have any
Oh,
more
no.
imports on the team." The kid's like 10 years old,
Yeah,
so then he had to move again.
yeah,
And ended up moving to Chicago, whatever. But he was going to live in your house and everything.
yeah. Cass had reached out to me. We had talked about it, and it was planned. And then, like I said, I don't remember ended up what happened, but yeah, it just
Cass
ended
screwed
up-
him over.
Yeah,
He's like,
or
"No, let me look
his-
at you."
But
No,
I would say, though, if you're going to bill it, 10 years old is a good age. Not 17, 18, junior
no,
kids.
They weren't going to live with them.
Oh, okay.
You weren't living
No,
in the house.
they were just going to use the house.
Oh,
I
okay.
think the
Yeah.
parents were going to come still, and I
Correct.
think they probably ended up still coming.
I think
but
they went to
didn't-
Chicago. Great
Okay.
family and everything.
Okay.
It all worked out. He's at Shattuck now and all that. You
Okay,
know,
there
so
you go.
I think
He'll be
it's
fine.
all.
Yeah, Shattuck. That's
He'll
a
be
good
fine.
spot.
How come
yeah.
you didn't go there? They recruit you?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No?
Well, it was when you played in Michigan. It was never like Michigan
Needed.
kids didn't go really to Shattuck and
Yeah.
play. We just it was Caesars, Bell Tire, Honey Baked,
Yeah.
or CompuWare too. So
Yeah.
I never really thought about going and playing there.
And then you got to stay in Michigan and go play at the U.S. program too.
Yeah.
So that was kind of nice, huh?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I still billeted. It was about an hour away from where I grew up, and I didn't want to live at home and commute, but I also wanted the full experience of being with my teammates and living with a different family. So I lived with Jerry D'Amigo for 2 years and had a great time.
What's the difference between the U.S. program and playing for Windsor?
I would say the main thing with the program is everything is very regimented. So you have school to practice to the weight room. Then we had boxing or conditioning. So it was basically 7 a.m. until 6 o'clock. Your day was pretty much taken care of for you. And then in juniors, like I wasn't going to school anymore. So, I was waking up or sleeping in, I should say.
Doing nothing.
Doing nothing,
Yeah.
like playing video games 3 games a week. So it just wasn't, I had to take more control of that myself. Then the program kind of lines everything up for
Interesting.
you. Yeah.
That
It's
is
hard.
interesting.
It's hard.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I hear it's hard, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of St.
It's
Louis
good
kids
for
have
you,
gone
man.
through it.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting because we have a kid who just came back. He was there the last couple of years, actually, last 2 years. Last year he was a freshman in college, whatever. But I saw him recently, and like his neck is out to there, like
Yeah,
he's
baby.
completely jacked.
Yeah.
Like they get you guys all like
Oh, yeah.
work out.
Look
a
at his
ton, don't you?
goddamn legs, boy. Take your pants off. Let me look at you. Jesus.
Yeah, we they throw you right into like the Olympic style kind of weight training right away. So heavy front squats, cleans. I had never done any of that stuff before, and so it's hard. And then you balance that with school and traveling all the time, like international tournaments, being gone from school 2-3 weeks. You got to balance all that with also your hockey and your conditioning. It really prepares you for, moving on in your career with hockey. It was definitely something that I'm thankful I had the opportunity to do.
They're watching you the whole time. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Let me look at your grades. Let me look at you. Let me
Yeah.
weigh you. No. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good for you. It's like military, dude.
Yeah, to me, it's literally it's a stepping stone to where you want to be. If hockey is what you're hoping to be or going to university to play, like that's the best spot for American kids to go and get ready for that.
So you were going to go to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then you broke their heart, right? Do you have to call the coach and be like, I'm not coming?
Yeah.
Did you call him?
Yeah.
What'd you tell him?
People have asked me this before. I've never been so nervous to make a phone call in my entire life. I was pacing my bedroom, trying to muster up the strength and courage to call, because it was Jeff Jackson, who was the coach there. We had a pretty good relationship. He's kind of an intimidating figure, and I knew at that point I was going to Windsor, so I had to call and let him know, and it was hard. Yeah, it was definitely hard.
I remember being at the draft one year, and afterward, it was in LA, and everybody was like hanging out afterwards at like this restaurant outside. And I was there with John Cooper. It's funny because John Cooper was coaching like junior at the time. No one even knew who he was. Now he'd be sitting with like Gretzky and everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Jeff Jackson walks into the restaurant with Dale Hunter and I think Jack Campbell, the goalie, who was also committed to go to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Or maybe, no, he walked in with Dale Hunter, and then Jeff Jackson walked in a few minutes later, and John Cooper looked at me and he said, well, he's not going to Notre Dame anymore.
Dude, what did he say to you, though? Like, what did you say to him, and what did he say back to you?
It was a long time ago. I just remember trying to explain where I was coming from, that this wasn't a split-second decision. I had been thinking about this a long time, and I just felt like the junior route and where I wanted to be as a player was a better option for me. That was kind of what I laid out, and I just I remember him saying he was extremely disappointed, and it was like, yeah, it was hard.
You don't think he saw it coming?
Yeah, I know.
That I actually don't know.
He just retired. I think this was his last year at Notre Dame.
Was it really?
Yeah. So weren't you going to go to Kitchener, though?
You got
originally?
drafted twice, didn't you?
Yeah, so this is actually, it's a long story. I'll try and shorten it as best I can. I was drafted by Kitchener.
Mm-hmm.
So they had my rights, and right around the next OHL draft, they had to figure out if I was interested in coming or not, which at that point I was thinking, I was very on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't give them a firm answer like, yes, I'm going to come. I was still leaning more towards Notre Dame. And then, so they ended up putting me back in the draft, and then Windsor took me, I think it was the first round. So everyone perceived it as I basically was working it to get to Windsor, or I don't know, whatever people thought. But realistically, I just didn't know what I wanted to do yet.
Mm-hmm.
Windsor had just won the Memorial Cup, so they
were
felt
a powerhouse
like they
at
could
the time,
maybe take a flyer. And it ended up working out. Like I played there, we won again, so they won back to back. But
were you there with like Taylor Hall and Ryan Ellis and all those guys?
Yeah, Adam Henrique.
Oh yeah,
Adam Henrique.
Yeah,
that's my boy.
Philip Grubauer. Like it was a really good team.
Trying to remember the kid who was a St. Louis draft pick who played defense. Mark Kundary.
Yeah.
Mark Kundary. Yeah,
And I remember I
remember him.
He'd tell me he'd come to prospect camp. He'd be like, I shut it down during the Memorial Cup. I shut it all down. So I was like, I was right. This guy was a shutdown D man.
People did say that Windsor offered you like a half a schmil. Like if I'm you, I'm taking
Kitchener
that. Goddamn right.
Did.
I'm taking that money.
Who offered you the money?
Who offered you the money?
No money.
$500,000?
They should have.
No.
I would have.
That's what. But the rumors. So like, things just started spiraling there. Like. Basically, everyone thought that I was doing this stuff behind the scenes, when realistically, I was still very much committed to Notre Dame. And then Windsor took a flyer. I went there. It was a great team, and we ended up winning.
Perry should have negotiated that
Dude,
under the table.
So you didn't get money.
I'll
That's
send my son Cam to you for $500,000.
And he would have got you money in no time. Do you think they do that in the OHL? Are they paying players like that? Like, is that
got to.
I think
500 fucking G's?
No, there's no way
That's
anyone's making money like
ridiculous.
that. But there might be some stuff. I mean, I know teams have gotten in trouble recently, so like they've probably cut down on it.
Put it this way: there's like some
they put that. Like, it's all
there's
over
like
the
some
internet,
big time
500.
players that are being offered like $250,000 NIL money to come play college. So that tells me the OHL teams are not paying.
On the other hand, though,
Well, no,
$250,000,
yeah,
or,
no,
but
chance.
Andy,
somewhere around there.
we
you know
talked
what
to
I mean?
Jay Pandolfo. We're like, any of those kids making NIL money? He's like, no.
Well, not there, because BU doesn't have the
How though?
same resources that maybe like a Penn State would have, or a Michigan or something like that. you know?
Resource. That's a wealthy area. Like, there's no.
But you know what I
donors.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the athletic department at Michigan is just a different ballgame.
Oh, for sure.
Than
Well,
Boston University. I mean, you think the rowing team's bringing in money?
No, it's not about
BU?
bringing in money. It's about donors spending money on
Yeah.
you. It's about a fucking rich guy that loves that fucking
No,
college.
I know.
true.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, now
the boosters.
The
kids
boosters.
kids have the option to play in the OHL and then still go play in
Now,
college
yeah,
too.
that's
I
So
love
like,
that, don't you?
oh, it's great. But
Yep.
now, I always felt like watching it with football now, like the NIL, all these teams, these powerhouses. I just feel like they're gonna even separate themselves more because these other schools aren't going to be able to pay these guys what they want.
No,
I
you're
don't-
right.
I
And
don't
you
know about that.
No, he's right, because you know what's happened is like for years the SEC they dominated and crushed everybody, and now it's a little more of a level playing field because these other teams can.
Well, you
Can
said
offer money,
he said
too.
they're going to dominate more.
Yeah, but he-
all those other kids are going to transfer.
We're talking like Big Ten schools and stuff like that that can now compete on a level playing field. They're still big time universities, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I just
Like Fresno State's not winning the BCS probably, or
No, but
UTEP.
a lot of those players are gonna a lot of those players that don't they can just transfer in 2 seconds.
No, exactly.
You know, so it might spread it out more.
You know who's
I
got a
don't-
lot of money? BYU.
Do they?
Yes, they do. All that Mormon money, dude. You haven't read about that? What they're paying this basketball player who's like 7'5"?
Well, good.
Yeah.
Those guys deserve money. Like I liked how the coaches, you know, they're making like $12 million and they're banging all the girls in fucking campus. And they're like, I don't think these guys should get paid. Get outta
They're not
here.
saying that anymore.
You know, they were though.
They're like,
When it
I
first
wasn't at the
happened.
party.
How dare they make money?
That's not me in that photo.
I should be the richest. Lord.
With the parking spot and everything.
You know.
So did you feel like you missed out by not going to college or no? You seem like a college guy.
You do. You're going to run a team someday.
no,
Team.
I mean, maybe like there's a part of me maybe socially feels that way. You know, like college is fun. You get to enjoy yourself. I didn't necessarily get that opportunity, but I was also like there was a bigger picture in mind, so I was happy to push that aside and like focus on the hockey side of it.
Because didn't all your buddies from the U.S. program go to college?
Yeah, there was a good number of those guys that went. A lot of them went to Michigan. So, and that was even my commitment to Notre Dame was more about like just wanting to, I don't know, kind of pave my own path. Like I just didn't want to go to Michigan with 7 or 8 guys and like be in my hometown kind of. I just
Yeah.
wanted to do something different.
Did they offer you? Michigan did?
Yeah.
Who else did?
Everybody,
yeah,
Andy.
I think I had an opportunity
Arizona
to go.
State.
Hey, but when you're that age, I saw a video of you dominant. Did you watch a video of him when he was young in those AAA tournaments on YouTube? It's
No,
hilarious.
I need to see those.
He's fucking
I
dominating.
need to see those. You said you weren't like one of the best players. in
You
your
were
kids'
dominant. Get
team.
out of here.
Like on your Pee Wee Quebec
He got
team.
drafted in the first round twice. You Notre Dame's wanting you. They're yelling at their coach. All these other teams. Like you had to know.
Kitchener's offering him $500,000.
Everybody's offering you all kinds of shit. Are you sitting back and looking at your parents like, I'm a good goddamn player. And then you played when you were young. Like, goddamn.
You're like, Dad, stop working.
Dad, stop working.
I'm retiring
At the
you."
factory on the line.
I think it started to become pretty real probably around 13, 14.
That early.
Yeah, well, just that maybe I was just starting to separate myself a little bit. Like before then, I was always a good player in minor hockey, but that's hard to know. Like I played with so many good players in minor hockey, and I don't even know if they ended up playing juniors. Like there's so much that has to happen from 10 years old to 14 to make it. So I was always, one of the best guys on my team. I never knew what that was going to lead to until probably 14 when the program started calling. And then I was like, okay, I'm lining up with some of the other best players.
They're not calling everybody at 14 to see.
Yeah, I know.
The
That's-
program?
They're calling you at 14.
Andy,
They're like,
14 years
"Damn,
old?
We're gonna call you at 14 years old.
Is it Cameron, by the way?
Yeah, that's
All right,
my,
cool.
that's
Yeah,
my
what's
full
up,
name.
baby?
Did Perry play hockey?
Yeah, he played.
Terry.
He played in. So
Nicest
he's
guy.
Canadian. He's from Newfoundland. So
Oh.
hockey's in his
Oh,
blood.
of course he
Yeah,
is.
good old boy.
You go back
Yeah.
there for summer vacation? Like all the grandparents and
no.
stuff, were they back there? Or no?
We do have some family back there now, but I'm trying to get him to take me. Try to set up a family trip. We just haven't done it. yet.
Newfoundland.
Yeah.
What's
Good old
going on
boys.
out there in Newfoundland?
Fucking hilarious guys
Is that
everywhere.
where Ryan Clo's from?
I think
Is
so.
he
I think
in
Colin
Newf?
White. I think all those
There's
guys.
some. Yeah. There's
the
some funny
funniest
guys.
sons of
yeah.
bitches.
Yeah.
You know,
News.
the Newfies, dude.
Mhm.
Darren Langdon, maybe.
I don't
See,
know
he
that
doesn't.
name.
You should go back there and represent.
I know. I want to.
Hey, so going back to Niedermeyer's house, was he playing at the time or no?
No.
He had just retired?
Yes, I think that was his first year that he retired.
His kids must have loved it. Like having you live there. Were you playing shinny hockey?
Yeah,
all
a
the
lot of
time?
mini sticks. He had 4 boys, so I was the 5th boy in the house, and
God.
yeah, so you can imagine what was going on there. But it was awesome.
Did they ever like? Were you like made a mess, or you wanted to do? I don't know. And they're like,
clean your
they're like,
room.
Cam, we gotta talk, or whatever. You know, or you come home late and you're wasted or something. I don't know.
No, you know what? I tried
just
to be
asking.
as respectful as I could.
You can't have
like, that's
Mr.
how-
Getzlaff over till
Yeah,
3:30 in the morning.
Getsy's stealing our expensive
Getsy's-
bourbon.
I had a little side entrance that I could get into. I had like this little my door to my bedroom that led outside to like the courtyard, so I could always
You gotta have that.
come in and
Yeah,
go
that's-
as I please. But no, I was always raised to just be respectful, and like I was so happy to be there with Scotty, and he's a pretty quiet guy, so I just wanted to like pick his brain as much as I could. And his wife Lisa was like unbelievable,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So like the best people in the world.
Good cooks.
Yeah. Scotty, he was he's a health guy,
Oh,
so
no.
Oh my god.
Was he like, you're eating
He's
kale
like-
again tonight?
He's like, get the
like
cinnamon
living with
toast
him.
crunch the hell out of
I
here.
know. I can't
Yeah.
believe they had cinnamon toast crunch in there. Right?
I
They're like,
know,
"Don't
it's
shove
good
it
for
RFK
me,
might get you.
Yeah, I had a lot to learn about what it takes to, eat properly and everything. And Scotty he's been like that his whole career. So he taught me, like I had never had salmon before I lived there. Like, he taught me the things that you should be eating to help your body prepare and stuff. So like that was a big part of it
You
too.
never had salmon before. I
No.
don't think I had salmon as a kid either.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Andy
No, I
doesn't
don't
eat
think.
anything.
No, I don't think.
Trust me.
I don't think I had it.
I
as
was a
kid.
meat and potatoes kid growing up in
Yeah.
Michigan. So
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Are your
Goddamn, you're blue collar, baby. What's up?
Are your sisters athletes too, or no?
No, well, they were the youngest one. So I'm 10 and 8 years older than them. So there's a big
Really?
big
Oh,
gap.
wow.
Yeah. The younger one was a gymnast growing up, but that sport's pretty rough. So like she stopped and she had to go into physical therapy for
Oh
her
my
hips and stuff.
God.
Like, yeah, she's doing fine now, but it took a toll on her early.
Physically, yeah.
So you're
And then-
10 years older, eh? Were
Yeah.
you ever like, Mom and Dad, stop having sex, please?
What did they
I
tell
know what
you?
you're doing in
Were you-
there.
Were you 10 years old, like getting ready, like for the brick tournament? They're like, oh, hold on, before you leave, we gotta. sit
Mom's
down.
pregnant.
We gotta tell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of. I know.
I don't,
now
I don't remember what
You're like,
happened.
they're having sex
Yeah.
next to my fucking bedroom.
Yeah, you don't have to paint it like that. Like,
Yeah, but that's what I would think. I'd be like, God damn, you know?
So 10 and 8, they wanted to wait. They had you for a long time.
Yeah.
You had them by yourself, man. All
Good
to
for you.
yourself for
Yeah.
a lot of years.
Yeah, 8 years. Yeah, I was the only child, and then I don't exactly know what happened, if it was planned or I know one of them wasn't. I don't know if it was the first or the second.
Were you
but-
playing back in the day?
Yes, I
That was a good
playing.
planning.
Yeah.
That was a good planning right there. They planned that out right.
I know, no, that worked out perfect.
Yeah.
So
funny.
Anaheim, though, you go to Anaheim, were you just like,
What's
I mean,
up?
it seems like such a
Chill.
secret, chill. If the team's good, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
it could be just a great place to play.
Yeah, it's being around a number of years now, I think it's still top tier in terms of living and playing there. Like Newport Beach is it's an unbelievable spot. So many great restaurants, shopping. Every day is 70 and sunny. You can go surf, you go to the beach. So they have a really good setup out there, and they recently built a new practice rink in Irvine. That was something that was kind of missing with them. And then the fans, like even when the team was struggling, the fans were still supporting us. But like playoff hockey there, when the team's rocking, that building is really fun to play in. So people just don't know about it because it's West Coast. Everyone around here, East Coast, is sleeping by the time they play. It's one of those things. It's just a hidden gem, but I enjoyed my time there.
People didn't know too much about you when you came to St. Louis, dude. I remember reading at Twitter, they're like, looking at his analytics. I'm like, let's just see what. And then you come here and you fucking dominate.
Hockey fans knew, though.
You don't see much.
Yeah.
You don't pay attention much in the West Coast.
Well, that's, we had a number of difficult seasons. And obviously, when the team's struggling, it's hard to have any individual success. So you start wondering, okay, what do I need to change? How can I help the team? How can I individually get better? And it's just one of those things, like sometimes it just takes a new situation. Somebody sees something in you, and it was just kind of a little spark for me, and I was happy to come in here, play with these guys, and I had a blast this season.
Did Shane Doan apologize to you
Andy,
for what he did to you?
Son of a gun.
Your rookie season. The nicest guy
the
ever.
Nicest. He's
He
with
did not.
Jesus.
He didn't?
He did not.
He
no.
didn't send you a text?
Oh, boy.
I don't think so.
Come on, Shane.
The Lord's not going to be happy with him.
That wasn't very nice of you, Shane, to do that to this kid.
That
Wow.
was a welcome to the NHL moment there for
Did you
me.
break a nose there? Or what?
I did. Yeah.
They're
Concussion.
bleeding
Let me look
everywhere.
at you. You're fine.
Concussion.
No, I know.
They straightened
You've
that mug
probably
out.
been through much worse, but yeah, for me it was.
Yeah, you played a lot more. You took more. Look at the scar on your. What happened there, baby?
Which one?
The monster. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Y.
Both of these were. Well, one of these was I took a slap shot, Fabian Zetterlund last year in San Jose. He just like let one go from the top of the circle, and it just like hit me right in the face. It didn't hit anything, or I was just standing in front. Whams, one timer.
You were still with Anaheim at the time?
Yeah, and then these are all puck or stick related, and then this one was Jaden Schwartz this year in Seattle. Just
Son of a bitch.
Come on, Schwartz.
Schwartzy.
He probably apologized.
Yeah, he's a
I
good
think
dude.
he did. Yeah,
He's a good dude.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yes, he would have
They're
apologized.
mostly all good dudes.
Everyone.
I mean, come on.
Hockey guys.
I mean, you
salt
get
of the
weeded
earth.
out, man. If you're
Oh
not,
yeah,
dude.
you gotta fit into the locker room, or else you're gonna.
Have you ever hurt somebody really bad where you had to apologize and send him a text?
He would apologize.
That's a
I'm
good
sorry
question.
for that.
And I don't think in the pro game, I don't think that's happened. There's been like hits and stuff that happened as kids, and I obviously knew all those guys growing up, like playing against them. So I'm sure I would have reached out to them, but I don't think in the NHL that's ever really happened.
Has when you were in Anaheim, were you like, "Hey, Getz, can I hang out with you?" And then he'd take you in his Bentley and show you, like, he's spending coin. Like,
you know what? Him and Timu and Corey Perry, like those guys were so awesome to me as a young player, and I wanted to come in, just make a good impression. I didn't want to step on any toes, so I was quiet, but they just welcomed me in like with open arms, and it showed me how much that means when older guys do that to younger players, and it's helped me like the rest of my career try and kind of pay it forward.
You got to pass it down.
It makes, kids are playing now 18, 19, and you have, myself like 33, like that's a big difference in terms of lifestyle and like responsibilities. And if you can kind of come together and gel with one another, I think it helps out on the ice.
Well,
too.
you should tell Shenner, be like, I'll take Jimmy Snuggerud.
Yeah.
He's going to live with me this year.
Yeah, you might have to do that.
Yeah, well, we had another baby on the way. We had just moved, so this year wasn't the time.
No, don't do that to your wife. You don't need to do that.
In Anaheim, we had Max Jones and Troy Terry stay with us for a full season.
Did
so,
they both of them?
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Those are good kids, huh?
Oh, they're the best. Yeah,
What'd they do? Were they were like,
they were great. Yeah, they were great.
Troy Terry.
Yeah, they had their own separate kind of quarters too, so
Nice.
like they could come and go as they please. As
Were you ever
well,
like, what are they doing up there?
I went in and checked in.
Why don't you guys invite me?
maybe?
Why don't you invite me?
Maybe,
Did
It's my house.
Timu ever say, hey, what are you driving? Here's the Ferrari for the summer. I want you to drive my Ferrari for the summer.
And he was always very interested in what I was driving, because my first year pro, I had a Ford Explorer.
Of course, it was a Ford.
Ford Explorer.
Perry
Yeah,
made it.
baby.
Yeah.
Daddy made it.
Yeah.
On
Dad
the
made it
assembly
on
line.
the line, yeah. And it was pretty much like told to me by the end of the season, like I can't come back with that car. So
you're embarrassing the brand.
By Temu.
You're embarrassing the brand.
Temu and Getz, yeah. There's Orange County. There's a little bit of a lifestyle. So
they're looking down upon you.
Yeah, they're like, please don't show up in
Who
your
is
Ford
this?
Explorer.
Who's
again.
this hillbilly?
You're ruining our rep.
So I think I ended up buying Mercedes was my first car I bought out there in Anaheim. But Temu and Getz, big car guys.
Did you always have Fords growing up? It was only Fords in your house. Yeah.
Yep.
Are your parents still driving Fords?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Do they get free Fords by working for Ford?
Yeah, my dad always got a free car, and then he had my mom who got the car, and then with him as an employee, he got like a crazy discount on the third car.
The
So
employee discount.
great.
yeah. So I always had.
They driving like Mustangs.
I
What was the Ford of choice?
Yeah.
Can you name another?
F-150 is the most popular car in the world.
Yeah, that's
Is
right.
it?
Goddamn right, baby.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
most stolen. Just so you
Says
know.
who?
Says the goddamn info on the online. What do you mean? Says who?
The most stolen cars?
Yes, F-150 is the
Wow,
most
I
stolen
didn't
car.
realize that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Hey,
either.
Andy,
Are you
write it
Are you a
down.
pickup guy or no?
I don't love them. I drove one for a little bit, but it just wasn't for me.
Are you an outdoorsy guy?
Not really. I mean, I love to play golf.
Of course.
I don't like really hunt or fish or anything, so I wouldn't call myself.
You don't hang
outdoorsy.
out with Justin Falk and go on hunting trips and fishing
Jay
trips?
Bowmeister?
No. I just at this point I know kind of what I like, and I'm not an outdoorsy guy.
Do you walk into Falker's house and there's like guns everywhere and just
Are you uncomfortable? Like Andy
I
would be?
no,
I was
actually-
at Twister's house?
That's a different animal. We don't need to get into that again.
I put the guns away. Just hang out.
I had Twister scare Andy one time. We don't need to get into it. It's fine. Do you know Tony Twist? You ever heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
don't know.
You gotta
him at
know
all.
your the
Absolutely.
big dogs that played here.
Absolutely.
He's one of them for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm trying to learn that as
Yeah.
the more time I spend here.
What'd you think of St. Louis as an opponent? Did you hate the Blues?
Well, we always got pounded by the Blues in Anaheim. Like,
The second half of your
honestly, for whatever reason, it felt like every time we played St. Louis, we got smoked.
yeah.
And so, it was always one of those teams I hated playing against. And then when you come here as a player on another team, you don't get to see St. Louis. Like, you stay at the Ritz in Clayton or the Four Seasons downtown there. So
Yeah.
you don't get to see any of it. So when I was talking with everybody about, this could be a possibility, like every single person I talked to said, unbelievable place to play, great organization, great place to live with kids, and all that, ended up being true.
Who'd you ask?
I talked with Shaddy, Pat Maroon. I talked with there's a coach that performance coach that I work with who's familiar with the team. Trying to think of who else. Guys that have played here before. There was a number of guys, but Patty and Shaddy were two of the main ones.
Yeah.
And Patty for sure knows.
Oh yeah.
And Shaddy does too, though.
Yeah, he's
Shaddy
been here a
loved
while.
it here.
Yep.
I always compared
Fans are great.
You
man.
two always like
Unreal.
They're great.
reminded
Yeah.
me of each other. You and Shaddy, like not exactly the same player, but I always felt like when his contract was up, you were always a comp.
Yeah,
You
we've
know what I
kind
mean?
of
Yeah, I get
we've
that.
kind of been aligned for the course of our career, and we played at the Olympics together, same pair. So we were always like, I don't know, our kind of the path of our careers kind of always lined up with one another.
So I was in California when Pareko got hurt. And everybody's like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? He was playing unbelievable, blocking shot, doing everything.
Yeah,
And then you stepped up, baby. You stepped up and dominated. Go score and goal. You were doing you were all over the place.
Yeah.
We're watching. I'm like, Jesus, you didn't make mistakes. Like, you're smooth skating. Like, God, you look damn good, man. Like, what was the mindset going through all those wins? And was the locker room tight? Like, explain that whole
Yeah. Well, thank
journey.
you. That I appreciate that. That was rough when Beast went down because obviously the timing of it all. It was, I think that game before the deadline or after
Mhm.
that?
For last
Yeah.
game before
Last
the
game
deadline.
before
Yes,
the
dude. It
deadline.
was a lot of drama.
So there was a lot going on, and obviously we know how important he is to our team. And then we all knew the situation kind of that we would have to step into after the Four Nations of kind of what we were going to have to do to make a push. So the team was just all like together. I don't think it shifted anything in my approach to the game. I just, our main number one D-man was down. Obviously, other guys were going to have to step up. And it was just a combination of all things coming together. And I did play, some of my best hockey probably of my career down the stretch there. But it was because of the way the team was and buying into Monty's system that helped me, have some individual success too.
I would think that maybe it's almost easier to come to a new team when there's a new coach at the same time. It's almost like everybody's kind of dealing with that transition a little bit, even though it's got to be different coming to a new team after spending your entire career, like over 990 games with one organization.
Mm-hmm.
That's like quite the change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is, and it was scary for me, but I also knew I had gone through too many difficult seasons in Anaheim to not think that a change was necessary in order to get to where I wanted to go in my career. So trying to weigh all those things and talking with my wife, who was 6 or 7 months pregnant at the time, like all that stuff factors into it. And a lot of people just think, okay, he gets traded, he goes to a new team, he has to fit in. Well, there's actually so many things behind the scenes that has to happen. You got to get your family out here. You got to get your 3-year-old into school. You have to figure out all these different things. So we were trying to do all of those things on the fly while I was also, because they didn't end up coming out for maybe a month or so after I was here. So I was trying to just get used to the city, get used to the team, understand what it's like here, and then be able to bring them in so they're comfortable as well. So there's so many things going on.
Were you in LA when Pareko got hurt, or were you back here when your wife had your baby? When did you leave the team?
I was there. I flew out Saturday morning because my wife went into labor. So we had already played them, I think, Wednesday, and then we were playing them again on Saturday. So I missed that Saturday.
Did you fly commercial back home?
Yeah.
Did you?
Southwest, I think.
You had to like, you like, just hang on. I'll be right there.
Andy would have called Tom Stillman up and got you a jet, just so you know. Just so you know.
Yeah, we were scrambling because when she told me that she was in labor, it was like 1:00 California time. So 3:00 here.
Afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
No.
In the morning?
At night. Or one in the morning, yeah. So I ended up jumping on like a 7:00 in the morning Southwest flight, and I still made it, which was awesome.
Oh, you did.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Okay. First round, you guys go toe-to-toe with Winnipeg, man.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. I mean, hits, fucking craziness, back and forth. At Game 7.
Yep.
Going into the third period, you guys are like, okay, like, fuck, we're going.
Yep.
Foxa does this goddamn thing. Like, what was the mindset going into the third period, and what was your reaction when everything broke down at the end?
Yeah, well, we played a great game. Honestly, we were confident. We felt like we weren't giving up much, to them. So defensively, we were really good. We had some timely scoring. So I just remember everyone honestly feeling pretty good, pretty comfortable. Like Game 7 on the road, we're in a great spot, and I felt that the entire third period until the last 2 minutes, but even when they scored to make it 3-2, I still felt great. Like we were still in an unbelievable position, and that's just hockey. Like it's unfortunate. We felt like 6-on-5 had been a little bit of a struggle for us down the stretch, and we had put a lot of time and emphasis into it. So for it to end that way, in something that we were working really hard at, is super disappointing. But I still take a lot of positives away from it. Like we were right there and should have got the job done, but unfortunately we didn't.
So how do you work on that? Like you guys doing it behind the scenes? You mean like a lot of video,
a lot of video walkthroughs,
whiteboard type stuff.
Yep.
What breaks down on a 6-on-5 usually?
There's a lot. I think personally, and it's not just us. I think teams get passive 6-on-5, and then teams are able to get pucks to the net. And when a puck gets to the net, you're outnumbered in front of the net. So it's always like a rebound or a tip or something like that. Somebody's open. So I find the teams that are aggressive when it's time to be aggressive are always the best at that. And obviously, if the team has full control, like you have to play it differently. But I just think there's a level of sitting back a little bit. Okay, you're up 1 or 2, and you might not be as aggressive as you normally are because you're trying to like protect the lead. I think it kind of works against you sometimes.
Were you supposed to be on the ice at the end of the game?
I was out there. I think I think I was out there over a minute or so. So I changed. I was tired.
Yeah.
And that had, no impact on anything. I just I was tired. I thought fresh legs, and that didn't end up working out. But it had nothing to do with the matchups or anything. It was just one of those things.
Okay, so it all goes down in the third period. You guys are stunned.
Yeah.
Stunned. So you go to the locker room. What's said?
Kind of honestly, a lot of what I talked about. Okay, guys.
Schinner saying it.
Everybody.
Yeah,
everybody. Well, I think it's important to, if you got something to say in that moment, say it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who you are. Hey boys, that sucked, but listen, we're still tied on the road, overtime. This can go any way we want it to go. We just gotta wipe that slate clean. And we gotta focus up for overtime. And we did. We had our chances in overtime too. Just looking back on it, there were so many things that went wrong in those last couple periods, which makes it harder to understand and deal with. But it wasn't a mindset thing with our group. We knew, okay, we gave up a really good opportunity, but we were still focused and ready for overtime and still gave ourselves a good opportunity.
Yeah, Head out.
Had chances in overtime.
Big Lowry in front. Fucking, they throw a puck on that. He's like,
that's
what the fuck?
That's overtime goals. They're always like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
What did the Winter Classic game mean to you? That's your 1,000th game. You scored 2 goals.
Baby.
How did that help you adjust to being a part of the team, feeling a part of it, and just kind of moving forward as a Blue?
It was unbelievable experience. One of the best experiences I've had in pro hockey. It was my 1,000th game, national stage, Wrigley Field, New Year's Eve or whatever it was. It was just so many things. My family and friends, and obviously the way the game went for me, I couldn't have scripted that any better either. The team won. There were so many things that made it such an amazing experience. And I was just, dealing with those few years in Anaheim of kind of being down in the dumps, and then a change happens, and all of a sudden your 1,000th game lines up with the Winter Classic, at a historic venue. Just the way things kind of came full circle for me was a pretty awesome
fans
experience.
got on your side.
So
Everybody's hell yeah.
You knew that was going to be game 1,000. Is that why you rushed to get here for that Dallas game? Your first game?
No.
Well, did you know at that time? Had you done the math?
I had. Well,
Okay.
my wife did it originally. I didn't look at it, and she was like, if you make it to this game in Dallas and stay healthy, your 1,000th game is going to be the Winter Classic. And I was like,
right off the bat, she looked
good
at
for
that.
her. That's cool.
Yeah,
good
once
for her.
things kind of, it ended up happening that I was actually coming here. But that was Army and Monty that wanted me to get in there as soon as I could with Dallas
They're like,
Dallas.
get your ass here.
Yeah, no shit. We need you.
We need
Let's go.
you. Let's go.
We need tying some things up.
Get on the plane.
Yeah, I was in Columbus when I got traded, so flew out, met the team in Dallas. I got to the hotel. We had 15 minutes before the bus to the rink. That was a crazy scene. And then we played at home the next day. So my first 2 games were in 48 hours in Dallas, home game against the Rangers.
Who'd you know on the team? And who met you at the hotel? And
I went to the snack room and I just tried to meet as many people as I could. In terms of guys that I actually had a relationship with, it wasn't anybody.
You've never been anywhere.
Nobody.
No.
The snack room.
The snack room.
It's back at the Niedermeyer's house.
Yeah.
It's all very healthy snacks now. Just say it's not what you did in the Niedermeyer's house.
Yeah.
Hey, but when you did score, and when you came in the locker room after the Winter Classic, did you see that video, Andy? Like he's pretty calm, cool, and collected.
Pound of beer.
He's like, I love the emotion, man. Just like when guys win the cup and David Pron's on the bar, and he's just like he turns into a demon.
He was like a werewolf.
It's the funniest damn thing in the world. I love that, man. Just you gotta let it out, baby.
Yeah, sometimes it just the emotion takes over, and I was just enjoying the moment. I didn't even realize there'd be cameras and stuff in there for the TNT crew. So I was just like, I was on cloud 9. Our team had a huge win. I got to play outdoors, like all of it. I was just excited.
What'd you do after that? Did you guys stay the night?
Yeah,
What'd you guys do?
I went to dinner with my family and my wife, like a New Year's Eve dinner, and then we had a ballroom at the hotel for the team and families.
Oh, cool.
For to celebrate the new year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Corey Perry, man. I need to know about Corey Perry. Like this guy, he's always been one of my favorite players to watch. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Are you surprised to see what he's doing at this age? Like, will he just keep playing forever? Did you always get the sense that he would be that guy to play into his 40s?
Yeah. Well, I knew that he was going to play as long as he possibly could. I think that's always been something that he's kind of, prided himself on. I think, and he's able to adapt in any situation. Obviously, he's been in different teams now, but anywhere he's slotted in, he always makes an impact. He's a playoff style guy. He's gritty. He goes to the hard areas, and he's been like that his whole career. So I always knew that wherever he ended up and finding a place, he was going to make an impact for that team.
Like, how many teams are like, why didn't we just bring Corey Perry in?
I felt bad for him. What happened in Chicago?
Yeah,
that whole fucking thing. I felt terrible for
him. But then to get land in Edmonton, it's like the perfect situation for Edmonton and for him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But you were there when he was a Hart Trophy winner too. Like, I mean, for him to you got to change your game a little bit, don't you? I mean, you can't just be the same player, to stick around as long as he has.
No, yeah, for
your
sure.
Your role changes and everything.
Yeah, no, you have to adapt. I mean, when I was there with him, he was one of the best players in the league. He scored 50 goals. Anytime the puck was on his stick, he had a chance of scoring. And, if you're still doing that until you're 40, that's very rare. So, yes, he's had to adapt. And, he scores his goals in the gritty areas. As long as you're willing to go to those areas.
And know how to get the puck.
He just had a stick on the ice last night. Smart. The puck just hits him in the
exactly.
Stick, you know what I mean?
He knows exactly what to do.
Yeah. Well, he goes right to the back post. He's got McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl. If you're willing to go there, you can stay healthy. And, he's always been able to do that in his career. You can find a spot, and he's, been flourishing there in Edmonton.
What about Zegras? When we talk about him a lot, we've had him on. We like him. We root for him.
He's a good guy, man.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
His dad will listen and call us.
I sent him a text one time. I said, listen, I got a bunch of kids in my car. I was taking my son to hockey practice. A couple of his buddies in the car. I'm like, they're huge Zegras fan. This was back when he was like, all the kids wanted to be Zegras, his first or second year or whatever. And he didn't even respond to my text. He just FaceTimes me and talks to the kids for 20 minutes.
That goes along, dude. You know what I mean?
He's unbelievable.
But what's he need to do to take it to the next level? Do you ever talk to him? Because I've seen him play live too, and I'm like, man, there's just he could do more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is a maturity thing as a young player. Mm-hmm. There's just things that you got away with growing up and before playing in pro hockey that it just isn't going to work in pro hockey, I think. So it's finding that balance of creativity along with, there's times you got to play within the system, like what's being presented to you from the coaching staff. So he's an unbelievable kid. He's just like that story. When I got traded here, he got Charlie a little drivable car. When they were still in Anaheim and I was in St. Louis, he brought it over to the house, dropped it off for him.
Really?
FaceTime to me to check in with. So he's got that heart in him. He's that kind of person. And he's going to figure it out. It takes time. And when you have expectations put on you too, whether it's fair or unfair, that kind of, can weigh on you as a player too. So he just got to find the right situation of that balance of creativity and, also it's time to, just make the dirty, gritty play
Hey,
or whatever.
yeah, I know.
But
We're
that takes
pulling
time.
for
Yeah.
him, man. You know,
We all are.
he was so good in the World Juniors and like got a lot of attention there. And then like he's doing the Michigan and like the league just blows him up and they're bringing him to the All-Star game and they're just creating all of this
He was huge.
attention. You know, even when he came on with us, like Sonny Milano, I think they were living together. And Sonny was at the like Sonny gets on the phone and
They're
he's like,
sitting on the beach.
He's like, what's up? Like they're just like hanging out. They're just like living the life. He just had a long way to go. But we just had Pat Verbeek on, and like I think he's tried to like somehow get these guys to play the way you're talking about. You had Troy Terry living with you. Because Cam and I talk about the play all the time when you guys played against Arizona when they got like attacked in front of the net when they were like when like the Coyote players were saying that they were chirping the bench or whatever. But that was a learning experience for those guys too, man.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all go through that, and I think maybe that one for Z specifically because there were things that happened in that game that maybe pissed some people off, and then Troy ended up taking the brunt of it from Beagle there. Yep. So you got to go through those things sometimes as players, but from that point to where he is now, like there's been so much growth and progress with him, and he's only going to continue to get better. And I think to your point too, like some of the national kind of spotlight with the Michigan, like going to the All-Star game, that's all awesome, but it can be like a little bit of a distraction too.
He's on an NHL video game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're 22, 23. You're balancing all this while still trying to play pro hockey. It's a lot to ask of a kid. So I know we're all in his corner, and I always will be for sure.
Yeah. No, he needs good veterans around him for sure. There's no doubt. Did Verbeek come to you and present any other trades with any other teams, or was St. Louis the first and only one?
That was the only one that was ever brought to me and like my agent Pat.
All right. So how does that work? You have like how long to make a decision?
I heard about that. It was Friday afternoon. We were in Columbus and got the phone call, and I said, okay, let me talk with my wife. Let me talk with Pat, Shaddy, like get all the information. And then we ended up, I think that night, I ended up saying, okay, this is a good opportunity. Let's go ahead and move forward. Kind of thinking that something was going to be it was going to be finalized that night. And then something within the language of the deal between Anaheim and St. Louis ended up falling through. So I got a call from Pat like 8:00 the next morning saying that it was done, but I didn't sleep a wink that night because I was like, am I traded?
Yeah, no shit.
So that's just stuff that happens with.
They're like we want Biaka Batuka in the deal, or it's off the table.
I don't know what ended up happening, but 8 or 9 o'clock that morning, and then I went and I had a good conversation with him in his room, and he explained everything to me and thanked me for everything, and then I was on my way.
So you come here, you play your 1,000th game. It was like so unique because like Pat Verbeek's giving you the silver stick. I think Army was out of town. And I don't think he was in town. Maybe he was in town. I could be wrong.
I think Army was out there.
He was out there too.
I don't know.
Maybe he was out of town for a different one. Maybe Shen's or somebody.
I think he was. Yeah, he was. I don't think he was out there for Shen.
It was GM meetings or something. But like, okay, so Army's there, Pat Verbeek's there. You got the Anaheim players there. You just left Anaheim. You've been there your entire career. So it was like I've never seen two teams kind of collaborate and come together to celebrate a player prior to a game like that.
Yeah, no, it was very unique for me, and I'm so thankful to the guys in Anaheim for like making that a special moment for me, because I had honestly like trying to make this decision of coming to St. Louis. I was trying to decide how meaningful it would be to me to play 1,000 games for one organization. So like that was it wasn't a major part in the decision, but it was something I was thinking about. And they still made that such an awesome time for me. And then I also felt like, I'd feel bad making the St. Louis guys do anything. I've barely been here. All of a sudden I show up and you
played 1,000 games, homeboy.
Like
hell yeah, you should expect that.
So So the Anaheim guys were great. St. Louis was great. Like everybody just made it such a special time for me, and I'm so grateful for that.
So when people around the league say, "Hey, what's St. Louis like? What are the players like?" Like how do you answer that in terms of your team here in St. Louis?
I would say, what I've been saying to everybody, they're amazing people. Great group of guys, like awesome locker room. And I would say the same thing about Anaheim too. Like, but it's just the organization here. I'd say the biggest change for me is just the connection that you have with the city here playing in St. Louis. And Anaheim, it was a little bit more spread out. Orange County, you're relatively far from Anaheim where you're actually playing, so you don't get that same feel with the actual people of St. Louis that you do here. And you're fist bumping the cops and stuff like outside the arena. Like that's something that is so cool to me and I haven't experienced. And I don't have anything but nice things to say about
Blues fans are good, man. This
the
is
best.
a tight-knit community,
Yeah,
dude.
the best.
Did you have to sell your wife on it? Were you like, honey, the beaches and the mountains in St.
They
Louis
have the Lake of the Ozarks.
are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Where's she from?
She's from Michigan too.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't have to sell her on anything. She was gonna support me no matter what. But we grew up in the Midwest. We know what it's like here, and it's just gonna be different than California.
But easier for families to come in and out of.
Yeah, for sure. My family's an hour, 10 minutes on a plane, and her sister's in Nashville, 4-hour drive.
Easy.
People to come out to California, that was like a legitimate trip for them. It was 4.5-hour flight, so they could maybe only make it out once or twice a year. We've already seen them more times this year than that, so it's really nice.
Let me ask you. Okay, what do you want to do? I know you're going to keep playing because you look great. Play as long as you can.
Yeah.
But afterwards, like, what are you going to do? Do you ever just like look at your bank account and be like, God damn, I'm going to do what the fuck I want, baby. I might buy a boat and just sleep on that son of a bitch.
Waste of money.
Not for him. Okay.
I don't have that answer. I really don't know. I think it's going to depend on when I hang them up, what my kids are doing. I think I would love to be involved in hockey somehow. I don't know how much traveling I want to do. So with the coaching side of it, whether it could be coaching minor hockey, maybe that'd be a good option. Maybe it's something outside of hockey. I honestly don't know.
Do a podcast.
Yeah.
How hard is the travel?
Someday you'll get a place like this.
As a player. Like when you're gone on the road and then all of a sudden you come home for like one game, then you got to go right back on the road.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard. Yeah. It's, we don't want to complain about it. We get great accommodations and get to see cool places and cool cities. But when you have kids and stuff, the longer that you play, the more difficult it is for me, even adjusting to the time zones and everything.
Yeah.
I used to just get in when I was younger and I just lay my head down and fall asleep, and now it's like a whole process. So it takes a toll on your body, it takes a toll on the mental side of things, being away from your family, but it's all part of it. Everybody goes through it.
You want to stay here in St. Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do.
We're gonna work that out here.
Put in a good word for me.
What do we need?
Work that out, baby.
Another 3-4 years, 5 years, maybe. Who knows, man? How old are you now? 33, 34?
Yeah. Turning 34 in December.
So
you
got time.
But got those 27-year-old legs, though, man. The way you're skating.
Hey, I feel great, and
remember the overtime goal? That fucking badass little backhand.
Yeah,
God damn, boy.
Thank you.
Man.
Yeah.
Which game was that?
Detroit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you watch some games once in a while, Andy?
Man, I mean, there was a couple overtime games down the stretch.
Yeah.
Broberg scored an overtime goal.
Yep.
On his backhand.
You guys
too.
were so fun to watch, dude.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Yeah.
You really got the city going.
Special group of guys. That's why it's sad the way everything.
What was the plane ride home like?
Yes.
Like, because listen, were you guys able to? I guess you couldn't celebrate what you guys were able to accomplish to get to the playoffs because of how it ended. Like I kept saying before the series ended that it was already a win for the Blues just to get into the playoffs because of how far you guys had to climb to get there, the 12-game winning streak, how you guys did it. But then when you have a 3-1 lead towards the end of the game and you lose like that, it's tough to like sit back and appreciate the road
it was,
to get there.
Yes, it was both. I think we we always felt like we were a playoff team. I think we wanted to appreciate what we actually did to get to that point, which was, that run that we went on. That's probably something that most guys are never going to experience again. So we wanted to be proud of that. But then once the playoffs started, like, we felt like we had a great opportunity and we put ourselves in a great position.
Yeah.
So I would say the bus to the plane, probably the first hour or so on the plane was rough, like not much being said. And then, you crack a beer, like you start talking with one another. And then all of a sudden, it still sucks and everyone's like down, but you just talk about it with one another and you go through it together. And like, we were all a part of it and all felt like really disappointed, but we were all supportive of one another. That's just a weird thing. But I think there was a lot of positives too that we were taking from everything, but it took a little while to get over that initial sting.
Anybody surprise you on this team? Like, damn, I didn't realize this guy was that good. Anybody?
Yeah, well,
I'm sure there's a couple.
There's
guys.
a lot. I mean, I haven't really seen a pure playmaker like Tomer, probably since like Gretzky. The way that he passes
is he that as impressive? I mean, Getzlaf obviously.
Well,
he
they're
did it
different.
for so long,
yeah,
right?
No,
but
they're different, and I'm not even comparing.
No,
the
I know
two.
what you're
it's
saying.
Just when you see it up close and you're the one receiving some of those passes, and the way that he sees the ice, you're like, okay, this is
like
this
he's an
is
elite
next
passer,
level.
Yeah.
What Broby did this season, what Holloway did.
Those
before
guys are
he
really
got-
good, huh?
Oh,
That was a tough one.
They
Lose
really
him.
are.
that was a big
That was
loss.
fucking tough.
Yeah, that was a big loss. You lose.
He drives that energy, dude.
70 points or whatever
Yeah,
he had.
He
Like,
just drives it.
he was
He
just,
drives it.
and he and Kyrou had something going there
God
too.
damn.
Like,
Yeah,
it was-
yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Boldy,
Boldy, man.
like,
He's a good kid, huh?
yeah, great kid. Man, the list, like, even like from the outside looking in, you don't really appreciate what the fourth line does here until you're actually playing with it.
Yep.
And if I was Winnipeg or those guys, like, it would be a hard thing to play against that line. Let's just say that. Those guys, and they know what they do. They don't expect any glory or anything. They just go to work, and they are a big part of our team.
Huge part.
Torchenko, Walker, Foxa.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yep.
Let the people know.
Yep. And
Damn
then
that little Nathan Walker, man.
Oh,
He's
fucking
just-
Aussie boy, baby.
the
What's
best.
up? Wrestling
you knew
crocodiles.
nothing about him, I would
nothing.
imagine.
Nothing.
He's good,
No.
dude.
So many, and some of these guys have turned into like some of my best friends, and it's just like you're thrown into a situation, you have to get to know everyone, and all of a sudden you create these
Who you
amazing
hanging out with the
friendships.
most?
I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Like,
Who you going out with tonight?
nothing tonight. Nothing tonight, but we are getting together Friday, I think at Napoli, like a group of us, a little couples dinner. I played golf with Jakey and Walks last week. And I played with some of the equipment guys, Pass and Brendan there.
That's cool.
The,
Always take care of them, man.
Yeah, it's
Jakey's a good guy too, man.
the best. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a pure like old soul. That guy.
Yeah,
good Western leaguer. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I honestly I could go down the list of and give everyone like compliments. It's just a special group of guys.
No, you
People
added
are
to it.
excited for next
Hey,
year, man.
I gotta
They
ask
are.
you one. I don't
And he's been
want
here
to
for a
like
long time.
end it
You
on
go.
like
He's been
such
here for a long
a
time.
downer. But I meant to ask you earlier in the interview. But like from your perspective, I'm just curious how you like experienced the whole Jay Bomeister situation in Anaheim. Were you playing in that game?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
I was
that was
playing.
crazy. And we love Jay, man.
Yeah,
so.
man.
Yeah. I don't know him personally. I haven't heard anything negative about him. I guess he's an amazing guy.
He's very quiet.
Yeah. Totally drink.
I don't remember really understanding the magnitude of the situation until like I was probably home that night.
Yeah.
I think the first guy I saw kind of going crazy on the bench was Petro maybe, and then you're on the other team, like you don't necessarily really know what's happening, and then the game was initially paused. I think they canceled it.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They
God,
said-
Yeah.
And then replayed it later in the season.
Later.
yeah.
So then, so when I think I went to dinner with my wife and my buddy, and then everything kind of calmed down, like the emotion and adrenaline of everything. And then we just kind of talked it out and was like, holy shit, like that was really scary. Yeah. So that was kind of what I just remember really not understanding fully what was happening until everything calmed down. And then like, word came out kind of what happened. And then like, okay, talk with the people I care about and let's like make sure everybody's feeling okay about the situation.
Yeah.
That was fucked up, man.
Bob Murray, a good guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, it's so funny because like, he kind of got like, obviously when he got fired and whatever, there was like this idea about him that was presented publicly. But I've talked to a couple of players who play for him, and then just based on your reaction, like guys seem to genuinely like him too.
No, he's. I think a lot of these old school GMs, they want to seem hard-nosed and prickly, maybe to the outside, to people who don't know them. But when you're with them and you're playing for them, they would absolutely go to war for you. And I know, talking with Bob, and especially after being traded here, I think he feels that way about me, and he's always taken great care of me.
Did he reach out to you?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
What about Randy Carlisle? Is he hardcore?
Yeah, hardcore, a little harder guy to.
You had him twice.
Did Gretzky ever tell him to fuck off?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
all the time. Yeah,
like
they
shut the fuck up,
they kind of like
Randy.
thrived on that. Yeah,
I think Pronger did too, quite a few times.
Shut up, Randy.
yeah.
Randy, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, I think Randy he kind of like thrived on it too. Like everything was kind of on edge with him and like the way that he coached, and he wanted that way. And then you had Gretzky, your captain, like he didn't mind telling him to like shove it too if he needed to.
I think Hitch was kind of similar. That way. You know,
I think there's a lot of
you're right
old school coaches that might fall into
they
that
want
category.
that. Let's go.
They
I want you to get fired up. Tell me to shut the fuck up.
Torts talks about that. He likes guys to come back at him and stuff.
Yep.
So
but it's not like that with Monty. You're not like, Monty, go fuck yourself. Like that's not happening.
Or Otter.
It might happen a little bit more than
people
it seems.
think.
Yeah. Like Monty's not afraid for confrontation,
No.
and he wants guys to speak their minds. So if you and obviously it didn't happen often, but if you disagreed with something, or like he doesn't mind if you present your opinion or like tell him, he doesn't care. Like and the next day or whatever, or even 10 minutes after, it's over.
Yeah.
You gotta collaborate a little bit
No
in this
shit.
business. Like,
hey, so why USA over Canada? Because you could have played for either country, right? Was
Yeah,
Canada
just-
an option for you or no?
well, I think like technically it would have been, but in my mind, I was American. I didn't know anything else. I grew up in the States. Like,
You're American, dude.
I was American, so to me it was never a
You're born
a
in
debate.
Canada, right?
Born in
And
Canada.
your
But you
dad's
grew up.
Canadian.
Yes, but I grew up in Michigan.
Yeah.
I felt like I was raised as an American.
Yeah.
We love Windsor, though. We don't want the people, because there's a lot of fans in Windsor listening.
Oh, of course.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love
Those are
Windsor.
our people, baby.
Yeah, that's right.
Must have been nice though to be able to play for Canada or USA. That's when you know you're good.
That's when you know you're going to get drafted in the first round twice, and you get,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know how
but
much.
he's like Shedeur Sanders. He had to
Shedeur,
wait
baby.
to get picked till he was 12.
You did
12th
You
overall.
had a good career, man. And
Thank
you keep going, dude.
Yeah,
And everybody
will.
in St.
Yeah.
Louis likes you, man.
Thank you.
You're on the map.
And
doing
all
your
the
thing.
defensemen that were taken ahead of you, I think they probably, if they had to redo the
Good thing Army
draft,
got you before the
would have been
trade
taken
deadline.
before that.
Because he would have had to give up a lot for you. At the
Oh
trade.
my
Yeah.
God.
Think about that.
We asked Verbeek that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
dude.
good thing that they,
He snuck
otherwise
and got you.
Mm.
he would have
When it
been
was
getting
quiet.
a first round
It was
pick
quiet,
or something.
dude.
So
Yeah.
what are the plans for the rest of the summer for you? Are you going to be around for a while, or what are you doing?
Yeah, a couple weeks here. My oldest Charlie has a little camp at his school next week. Trying to finalize things for our place back home, and we spend our summers in Birmingham in Michigan,
Oh, nice.
and then a little bit of golf, a little vacation with the wife to Cabo in July, and that's about it.
Okay.
Cabo's fun.
And
Yeah.
ready to roll it back, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking
Hell
forward
yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Me
Hey,
too.
Thanks.
Appreciate you coming
Hey,
on. Hit
thanks,
the rock.
boys.
My hands are sweaty. You
Appreciate
make me
it.
nervous.
Thanks,
man.
fellas.
Hell yeah,
Appreciate
homie.
The Chemistry Podcast is brought to you by Bellman. BEHLMANN. Bellman Automotive. Located where?
Troy.
Troy, Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street, right on the other side, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. Cam, any update on the weather?
Yeah, it's coming our way.
All right, that was Cam Fowler, by the way.
Shit. Yeah, man.
Great conversation. What stood out? Go.
He's a nice, humble human being.
Mm-hmm.
He's got big old legs on him.
Mm-hmm. Like
he's what?
Like me.
Yeah. He's got big old legs on him. He's a damn good player. He's probably going to quarterback the power play this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, he does a little bit of everything. He jumped in right after goddamn Colt Parayko was hurt and did damn good.
Yeah, he did.
Scored a bunch of points. Took the Blues to a different level. Like, he really did.
Yeah, he did.
He really did. He was a fucking horse back there.
Yeah.
And then he comes in here. He's just the nicest guy. Sat down, had a beer with us.
4
was
years,
chill.
4-year deal, 3-year deal. What would you give him? He's like 34 years old.
I'd say 3-year deal's fine.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, is that for how much?
Three
He's
times
your number
what?
one defenseman.
8 or 9.
He's your number one defenseman.
I mean, everyone makes
do you
6.5
do?
on the team, but I don't know if you can pay him 6.5. Can you? Army can. He just finds a way to
I
do
don't know
that.
if you're going to have to pay him 8 or 9. I would say you're 34, 6, 7. I don't know. He's your number one D-man.
You got to pay him at least 6.5.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. You know, you don't want to go too crazy.
No, of course not. Not at that age. But still.
Not at that age. Just like we talked
He's
about
in a
with
great
Steven
spot.
Stamkos.
He's in a great spot.
He's
Cam
in a
Fowler, great guy, man.
Great guy. Yeah. You could tell he's just a humble, good dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I'm going to be really comfortable when I see him in the locker room and stuff like that.
because you weren't before.
I'm a weirdo when it comes to that, Andy. You're not. Andy will walk, I swear to God, Andy walks in, fucking talking about stuff, blah, 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 and ask good questions, blah, blah, blah. Everybody. I walk in like, hey, I don't even know how to ask. I'm just not,
Well,
I feel
even
weird.
Cam Fowler said to you, yeah, that's got to be weird as a former player to
It
walk
is.
into the locker room.
So weird, dude. And other players say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just try to kind of keep
Like,
my
what
distance.
are you supposed to say?
I don't know. What do you say? I want to say what you say.
I know. I just shoot the shit, dude. What up?
See, like, yeah, I do that, but I don't get
Okay.
anything. I don't like dig at you. Still ask questions because you have to for Bally's. I can get away with it on radio.
FanDuel.
You're right. My bad. FanDuel. Andy has to get like quotes from him. He has to get this. He has to get that. I should do that. I'm just not good enough to really. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll get there.
Is the rotation?
I just gave you a compliment.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
I just told you something that you're way better than me at.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Yeah,
even
but
realize
like
I'm giving you a compliment.
Well, it's okay for me to be better at you than that. You don't. That's not like a threat. You don't mind that if I'm better than you at.
No, I want to be
questions.
way better at that. No,
I-
it is not a threat.
But I have
But
a
it's
better,
more like
but
I look up
have-
to you. I look up to you.
Okay,
on
but
that.
let's be honest. I've got better hands than you. I'm a better stick handler.
You're not better at anything else.
I'm a
than
better
me.
shooter than you.
anything else than me. But you're
I've
really
got a
good at
better
what
shot.
you do.
I'm
You're
better.
really,
I'm better in tight around the net.
I can go do things and not talk about hockey and talk about bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And people have me. I'll go cook in front of people and they'll pay me to do
same
it.
here.
You need to be hockey related, which is great.
That's not true.
But you're really good at it.
okay.
You're
thanks.
damn good at
Thank
it. And
you.
I envy you for that. And I
Thank
do.
you.
I watch your stuff. I watch all your interviews because remember you text me, say how I did.
Yeah.
You do damn good. I need to get to that level.
Yeah. I know.
It's hard for me.
I know it's hard.
I know.
I know.
See, you don't even know when I'm giving you a goddamn compliment. Just take
thank
it.
you.
Take it.
Thank you.
You want to race real quick in front of people?
Oh my God.
Are you out
At
here?
my
You want to
age,
jump?
I just don't know if I can do
You
that
want
anymore.
to jump somewhere and see who
No.
jumps higher?
Achilles injury.
You wanna do
waiting
something?
to happen?
You want to throw a ball?
Yeah, I could do that.
You want to throw a ball?
Oh, I
see
could
who throws harder?
Football, baseball.
You
no
want to throw?
problem.
Want to run a route?
Oh, dude.
You want to take a shot?
The
You wanna
hot route?
You want to take a slap shot somewhere? See who?
Hot route?
You know what I mean? You want to hit?
What about Stefan Diggs?
You want to hit it?
What was it?
Oh, he was fucking snorting motherfucking yacht.
What
boy.
was that?
He was right before he went to fucking camp. He's on that yacht, that's how you party. You get all them broads on there.
Who's taking the video?
Stupidness is who. You
Hey,
kicked that motherfucker right off.
Don't you know who
That's
you-
what
who
happened
you're
to
partying
Kuznetsov,
with?
too. Thank you.
How
I'm
do
glad you brought that
How
up.
do they accidentally get on the?
One of his dipshit buddies filmed him handing out a bunch of fucking yellow, or what is it, pink yak, which is probably fucking a little bit of meth in that son bitch for these girls. Which, listen, if you party, fine. You gotta watch that. But if you start handing out party favors for women that probably haven't eaten in 2 days, and you want them to do this high octane cocaine, they might fucking overdose in front of everybody. I'm just telling you.
Oh my God!
You better watch that shit. Handing out fucking, you're the fucking pro athlete. You're the one handing out the fucking yak. No. Do these fucking girls who haven't eaten in 2 days? You think those girls ate anything before they went on that yacht trip? Fuck
Why
no.
not? What do you mean?
When you are a girl and you're hanging out with a bunch of celebrities on a fucking yacht trip with your fucking thong on, do you think those girls are having a fucking hearty steak before they go on that thing? Those girls are probably taking water pills to make them fucking stomachs sucked in, and that makes you way more dehydrated. You start doing yak and you're drinking fucking all this shit, and somebody hands you hardcore, powerful yak.
Damn.
You are going to overdose.
Is that what happened?
No, but it can. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay. Don't compare that to the Lake of the
Dude, it's the same shit. Are you kidding? You're fucking handing out shit to girls that are doing the same fucking thing.
Although
this is a better something in Florida. It's the same shit.
Okay.
Naive motherfucker. Andy doesn't even know anything about anything. I mean, you don't even know. I'm telling you, don't ever do that, dude.
No.
Especially now still. I don't know. It's hardcore.
So do you think he should get in trouble for that?
I don't know. It could. You don't know if it was. Yeah, you could.
You don't know what it is. He could be like, it was like fake herbs and spices.
Yeah,
he's like, you think I would really do
they're
that?
cooking pasta on there. You know, somebody just fucked them.
You ever had that dude in like high school or like middle school who tried to come like sell you like oregano at the bus stop?
Yeah, and you smell it, and you tell him to go fuck himself.
But you saw that from,
of course, yeah. When I was 6th grade,
Harley tried.
Then you learn.
Harley tried.
Then you
that.
learn.
Harley tried to do that to me.
Who?
Harley. I was like, what? Get that away from me.
I do remember when I was really young and I smoked for the first time, and it fucked me up because I think it was laced with shit too.
Oh yeah, tinfoil pipe.
I think we stole my buddy's dad's pipe.
Okay.
You know,
just be careful.
it was fucking laced with
Don't
something.
do anything
because it lasted
stupid.
for 2. And then I smoked again, and it didn't hit me like that. And I was like, God
Jesus,
damn, you know,
dude.
You know.
This guy shows up at the stop sign trying to give everybody oregano, and like I was like young, I didn't even know what was going on this.
And he's like, "Here you go."
I was
Like,
like,
he
no.
getting his wallet out.
I was like, no, I don't want.
He didn't have any.
I was like, I'm an athlete.
And he's cheap now. Imagine we wasn't making money.
I'm an athlete.
And he's fucking eating goddamn rocks in Arizona because he's not spending any money.
Living off the land.
He had no money. You know, I was making fucking straight coin when you're fucking struggling. I was making coin at a young age. Yeah, I was buying shit.
I was living off the land.
No, you weren't.
Talking to cardinal
You were
birds.
just starving yourself.
Talking to cardinal birds.
You just didn't buy anything. You're still going to live. You didn't buy anything. It's all good.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick, man. They are the best. Get yourself a meat stick.
I'm
man.
going to have to eat that.
I brought
too.
those down to Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, so did I.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. I brought all that shit with me.
Bars, everything.
Everything, dude.
I know.
Just put it in your bag.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to order. Well, you had all-inclusive. I didn't. So they pay for everything else.
Right.
But, like, I'm eating stuff. I had to go to the liquor store and buy a bunch of shit.
Did?
Yeah. I brought down wine and stuff, but with like fruit and stuff just to have in the
How many
hotel.
bottles of wine did you bring down?
I don't know. A lot.
Did you?
Yeah.
You didn't share it with anybody, did you?
In my room,
Maddie knows.
they have their own shit.
You didn't
You
share
think
it.
they're like, I need wine from you, Cam? No, mine's cheap ass
40
wine from
people.
the gas station.
40 people.
Those guys are drinking fucking Silver Oak every night.
Cam's going to.
I'm like the one that actually is more blue collar than everybody there.
Cam's getting some dude hitting on his wife or whatever. What was going? Is that what happened?
She was hitting on me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No one hits on Kate. You think dudes are hitting on Kate in front of me? You're fucking buying.
Buick GMC
they're
on
not
one side of the
stupid.
street, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Only one place to go is Bellman, baby. At Bellman, you get no.
Swinging dicks.
But you do get flavored water and sushi. Set a Danny boy.
Danny, what's up?
Kenny.
Danny, Dale, love all you motherfuckers.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Use our link and use it today. Get everything from First Form, man, and feel better. It's a lifestyle.
Goddamn right.
Live your life to the fullest. Live your life with First Form. Bolt Sports, take your game to the next level. Stick handle. In a phone booth, man. Learn how to do that.
Just work on your game at home.
Get the dangles.
So work on your game at home.
Get the dangles. You want to work at home? Get the
No,
dangles.
you have to if you want to stay.
Get the app on your phone, and then you can download the app and do all of that. Jersey Generator, baby. We love our friends over there, Jersey Generator.
Oh, look at this song bet.
They've got a new thing going on too, baby.
Hell yeah.
You see our collaboration with them? The video they put out for Jersey Generator. Get that men's league jersey. It could be your organization, could be a camp,
Your
whatever you need
restaurant,
to.
or anything.
Yeah, you just want to make a hockey jersey for your business. Dude, get it from Jersey Generator. They're the best out of Montreal. He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, yes. A young entrepreneur.
Mark.
Works his ass off. Awesome guy.
He sent me these goggles that they have. I should have brought him
Why do
snorkeling
you get
with
everything?
me. I should have taken him snorkeling, which I didn't. I went snorkeling. Almost got eaten by a stingray, which are very dangerous, dude. I was asking Jose about that the other day,
Well,
too.
you need to ask one person about that.
Who's that?
Who's the most famous guy that died from a stingray?
That's how he died?
Who's the most famous?
Irwin?
Who's the most famous guy?
Irwin?
You're goddamn right. The
From a
crocodiles are
stingray?
like, he died at a ripe old age of whatever.
40-something probably. From a stingray.
But he's a crocodile hunter. Usually those guys die early, you know.
Yeah.
That's a Norm Macdonald bit. You got to check that mug out. Andy has no idea what I'm talking about.
Crocodile. You're saying if you're a crocodile hunter, you would die at a younger age because they're crocodiles.
The crocodiles are talking to each other like, guess who died? Hey, oh, boy. Ripe old age for a crocodile hunter, but he died from a fruity fish. That's what Norm Macdonald said. It's a funny bit. Check that mug out.
Yeah.
But I like Steve Irwin, man. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Brave guy.
Isn't his son a crocodile hunter now? He
Yeah.
has a show?
His daughter and his son. This is not the same.
It's not the same.
Steve Irwin was a badass son bitch, and a stingray stuck him right in the heart.
Dude, jerseygenerator.com. Check it out. Check out their Instagram. They got a lot of stuff going on right now. Jersey Generator, baby. We love our friends over there at Jersey
Damn right.
Generator. They're the best. No doubt about it. True Float. Get yourself a blue cooler like mine with wheels on it. It's on my Instagram. Go check it out today.
They're the best in the business. You gotta hook me up with that. I'm telling you. I need.
Cam ain't getting that. We'll make you
Yeah, but
another
I'm the
one.
one that uses it more than
I'm
you. You don't
using
even
it.
fucking use it.
I'm wheeling it around everywhere. I'm wheeling.
Where? He's wheeling. That's funny. They got badass stuff, and it falls out of your back of your truck at 90 miles an hour. Anything ain't going nowhere. Nowhere.
Yeti's a bunch of
pussies. Nowhere. They do it right, man. They get pimping out.
TrueFloat.ca, Alberta Tough.
Alberta shit kicking, baby. And they'll make nice chairs for you, too. Heated chairs, by
Hell
the way,
yeah.
with your logo on it.
Shilly
They're awesome.
plastering. Get plastered with Shilly plastering. Take your backyard to the next level.
Hell yeah.
Turn your backyard into an absolute oasis with Shilly plastering. Been around for over 70 years. Listen, this storm is on the way. Cam says it's a rotation, which means you need one phone number in your pocket. That is Blue Note Roofing.
Yeah.
David Novak, 314-920-5713. All your roofing needs, siding, soffit, fascia, gutters, whatever it is that you need, you call David Novak today with Blue Note Roofing. He's
Let's
the absolute
go.
best.
Let's go.
And of course, at Bellman, you get no.
Swing dicks.
That's right.
That shit, baby. Let's go. I need a new truck, by the way.
Located in Troy, baby.
Try Missouri.
All right, enjoy the Stanley
Love
Cup
you
final.
guys.
Reminder, bonus edition Cam and Strip
Yeah.
will have a full recap of Game 1. Find it on YouTube and all your social
Love you
media
guys.
channels on
We got some big boys coming.
Thursday, baby.
We got some big boys.
and
Sorry
we're
about
back
the
on
delay.
schedule. We'll have another
Yep.
episode next
Damn right.
Tuesday
Yep.
as well. So I hope you enjoyed this edition
Love you guys.
of the Cam and Strip podcast.
Yerk! Let's go! Cam's a shit kicker, 2 bombs in the lead. Soul dragging cougars, no time for fatigue. And he's a shit talker, stirring up the show. Never played a shift, but he's ready to go.